The Super Bowl. Oh, yeah, the big game. Super Bowl has come and gone. The trailers have come and gone. An hour and 15 minutes of my life had come and gone because I was on the phone trying to fix my phone during the Super Bowl. But I don't think I missed anything. We'll discuss the Thunderbolts trailer, which is the one that seems to be taking everyone by storm, and how much Superman was a big old nothing burger. They didn't show nothing. The Puppy Bowl. Oh, you tune in to watch the Puppy Bowl. I just wanted to get ratings for the Puppy Bowl. That's all right. It's the puppies. I understand. Box office. Nothing too big going on in the box office as we wait for Captain America coming up and Paddington in Peru, right? Is that what it is? Paddington, Peru? I think so. Is that the other one? I don't remember anymore. It's a bear with a hat on. But I missed it, and I'm going to see it. So what you're going to see is the show here today with myself and John Rocha. Can John win that big one this week? Last week looked like a shoo-in. Roxy came in throwing bombs. All right, so let's get into it, man. It is the Kristian Harloff show here. Myself and John Rocha. Let's do it. Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. It is Monday. Everybody, I guess, recovering from, I don't know, eating too much, drinking too much, or just having a good time. John, the Outlaw Rocha, is here. Hello, John. How are you?
What's up? What's going on? Happy Monday morning, everybody. Hello. Happy Monday morning for Eagles fans. Hey.
I am proud of myself.
Oh boy, here we go. You made it. You making this about you? This is gonna be good. I gotta hear this.
Yeah, I'm proud of myself because I think, you know, when people start saying, who cares about this Super Bowl? Is two teams nobody wants to see. The big stupid.
It's the big game.
Big game. Sniff it. But it's like, you know, and rightly so. People will go like, all right, you don't want to watch it? Then don't watch it. Guess what I didn't do? I didn't watch this stupid thing. Because what happened was I had everything ready. My wife making nachos with the kid, the little one, excited to watch it and all this stuff. So I was like, you know what I need to do first is I got to get to the studio real quick, and I got to go and I got to check out this Superman trailer and all that stuff too. I'll shoot a reaction to it, and then I have to. And because I goofed last week, we watched Infinity War, Sam and I, and did really well.
Nice.
At the end of it, I said, oh, you know, the next movie is Captain Marvel. And the reason I thought that is because of the end of the thing, but he's actually Ant-Man and the Wasp,
right?
And you know how the comment section goes. They're not doing it to be dicks. They're just trying to help you out, but they're not looking at other people's comments. So every other comment is, "Hey, Ant-Man and the Wasp is the next one." So I was like, right. I know. But I sent the editors the stuff for Captain Marvel, so I got to send that. So I drove to the thing, and Brett's like, "Hey, can you call me on the way there because I want to discuss some studio stuff that we're talking about." I was like, "Yeah, definitely." So I'm on the way in the car, and I'm like trying to call him. Phone won't call.
Oh.
Try to call my wife. Phone won't call. Texting, fine. Email, fine. Okay. Won't call. So I'm like, what the hell is going on? So I'm trying, then I just had to stop at the store. So I get back to the house, get ready to watch it. And I'm like, I got to figure this out because if my phone's all screwed up for the week, I don't want to spend time on the phone doing this when I got to be doing all this other crap. So I got to figure it out. So I'm like, how long is it going to take? 15 minutes to figure this out?
Yeah.
An hour and 30 minutes. I'm on the phone with AT&T trying to figure this out because it's stupid update that they do with the phone. But I get off, and it's like I got off the phone. It was like close to halftime. I got off the phone, and it was already blowout. I was like, I didn't care about this game beforehand. Now that it's a blowout, I care even less. I watched a couple of commercials. I watched the halftime show, and then I turned on Severance. So I don't give a shit about this. I don't care. I just it's the first Super Bowl I haven't watched in probably 20 years. I didn't give a shit. I was like, okay, great. I look is like because one of two things are going to happen. They were going to continue to keep winning, and I hate the Eagles. So I'm like, they're going to keep winning.
Giants fan, yes.
Or the stupid Chiefs are going to come back and a fake fixed win, which I also don't want to see. So I was like, I actually when I checked, I was checking in on the score, and I was like, hey Siri, what's the score of the Super Bowl? And then but they kept having the lead, and I'm like, okay, at least they just kept the lead, and we don't have to hear anymore about Patrick Mahomes. So it was great, but I saw the great Tim Sim put in a super chat. Like, I'm sorry you had to watch it. I didn't have to watch anything.
Yeah,
watched nothing.
I loved it. It was just such a joy to watch. I mean, the Chiefs deserve to come up and they got it in style in this game. And I saw people like Pat McAfee, the wonderkin there, tweeting stuff like, "I don't want to hear any more about the referee narrative," as if one game where the refs actually called it accurately and called the penalties on the Chiefs, like they were getting away with so many games where they didn't get these calls, is somehow balancing the scales. This was a really damn good game. Initially, you saw what you see is a great defense and Vic Fangio figuring out how to short circuit that offense. And it was so smart. And I love that Jalen Hurts got to shut a lot of people up. And people were talking about Saquon Barkley, and it was Jalen Hurts who led that team. Jalen Hurts who led the team, got the MVP and got the W. And Patrick and Travis, I have a feeling that Travis was going to ask Taylor Swift to marry him right after they won. So the fact that he was like sobbing as he was walking off the field, I think is proof positive of that. But yeah,
you want to see if she really loves you? Ask her after that loss.
Yeah, exactly. Ask her after the loss on the field. She didn't even come on the field.
Interrupt the Eagles celebrations. Like, hey, wait a minute. Well, the only reason half the people are watching this is because of this, and then do it and see what she says then.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the other news was that Aaron Rodgers, I guess, they flew him to New York just to tell him, hey, we're going in a different direction.
Yeah.
I wonder if two things. One, they had a terrible season, right? Terrible season.
It was terrible. He's been terrible the whole time with the Jets. Yeah.
Now, but the question is too, do you think that there's a mixture of, he's controversial figure to say the least, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that a lot of they don't want to deal with that stuff, and because he's not really performing, they're like, okay, it's a mixture of both.
I think people will deal with drama as long as you're doing good. Right? Like Patrick Mahomes, his wife makes she doesn't hide who she's affiliated with, who she's connected to, but they deal with it because Patrick wins Super Bowls. Patrick gets them to Super Bowls. That's what matters, right? Aaron Rodgers, if he had gotten to a Super Bowl with the Jets over these last 2 years, none of that stuff would have mattered. Woody would have been riding high, the owner of the Jets, wearing his gold teeth and all that crap. He'd have been wearing all of that stuff, but because he doesn't win, people are really ready to dump him, and he's done. I think he's done. No matter where he goes, maybe he'll get 7 or 8 wins, maybe he'll get a team into the playoffs, but it won't matter. He won't win a Super Bowl, and I don't know why you would take on an aging quarterback at that price with that drama to distract from your team. It makes no sense.
Yeah. Well, either way, he's not in New York anymore. I don't know what they're going to do with him. So, the other thing that is funny as we were starting the show today, you guys saw with the thumbnail, it's talking about Thunderbolts and everything else too. And I told John, I go, John, you're going to have to really lead a lot of this because I literally watched nothing yesterday.
Wow.
I didn't watch anything. I didn't watch no trailers. I didn't do any reactions. I did nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was nothing. The two big trailers that I really wanted to see were Fantastic Four and Jurassic World.
Yes.
And that came out already. The Thunderbolts one, had it been the first one, then I've been really excited.
Right.
But I don't want, because now we're getting to the trailers where we're going to start giving away stuff that I don't want to see. Like perfect examples like Sinners. Like, I'm so excited for that movie. That trailer was awful. Not as far as the content of the movie, but it gave away the entire movie, we think. It showed you who a lot of the vampires were. It was a terrible trailer as far as that goes. So I'm like, I'm not gonna watch the trailers. But what I did see is that people were raving about the trailer. I can tell you that. And so the new trailer for Thunderbolts, it dropped. It was one of that Mission Impossible, I guess, How to Train Your Dragon were a few of the ones that I guess hit. So let's talk about this one first, and that is Thunderbolts. I'm gonna try to avoid spoilers here if they give away anything, but I bet you they will. Okay, so Marvel Studios Thunderbolts trailer, it dropped. The 2.5 minutes, wow, alongside a shortened version aired during the Super Bowl, shot in Atlanta, yada yada yada. Effectively, Marvel's Suicide Squad. The team includes Stan's Winter Soldier, Florence Pugh, also on board Julie Louis-Dreyfus. The film's being directed. It doesn't tell you shit about it. All right, so the trailer itself dropped. You watched this trailer though, John, yesterday, right?
Yeah, I did a reaction to it. Yeah.
Okay. And what were your thoughts?
I thought this was the best trailer so far.
Okay.
Honestly, the best trailer they've dropped for the Thunderbolts so far. Yes, but your instinct is right. They gave away something in the trailer for those of us who've read the comics and know a certain character in the comics and their dual personality and stuff. So there was stuff in the trailer that revealed that. But that being said, I think this trailer grabbed a lot of people by storm because you finally got the general overall vibe of this thing, which is these misfits coming together. I know you see Suicide Squad and all that, but these are all misfits coming together who are essentially heroes to go on this mission led by Valentina, who looks real interesting in the trailer, like a certain political figure we've seen recently going for a certain job. And they're all coming together here, overcoming their obstacles, overcoming their doubts within themselves, overcoming these mountains in order to come together as a team. And I think a lot of people, and that speaks to a lot of Americans and moviegoers, we love underdogs, man. And so this trailer absolutely nailed that underdog vibe, and that they're all coming together. And even Yelena has that scene where she says what a lot of people said about the first Avengers movie: why is Black Widow in there? All she can do is punch and shoot. She literally says that in the trailer. What chance do we have against this thing? All we can do is punch and shoot. And so that was, I love that they kind of leaned into that narrative of it all. So to me, this is the best one they've released, and I got super excited to see this. I mean, more than Cap 4 and possibly more than Fantastic Four, and that's saying something.
Well, it's not, because that's what I was going to follow up with.
Yeah.
I was going to tell you, this might be, maybe it's not a hot take from hearing your thoughts. I think this movie is going to be, quality-wise, not box office, it's going to be the best out of the three of them.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I think quality-wise, I feel like this is going to be the best one written. That I think that it's going to be. I think there'll be jokes, but the kind of jokes that are less campy, that will resonate with the audience a little more.
Yeah.
I feel that this one could, if they nail it, could be the one out of the three that everyone is saying that was the best one. But Fantastic Four will do the best box office. There's no doubt about it.
Probably, yes.
No doubt about it. That will do the best box office. I think that there's a reason why they decided to put it in May, because they have enough confidence in it.
Yeah.
That they said, can this movie hold a May? May's a big release date. If it was, even if it was supposed, if the events line up to Fantastic Four, whatever it might be, if it was not a solid movie, putting it in May is dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah.
May means confidence.
Yes, I agree with you. And I think they're about to go on a run. I think they're just trying to get through Cap 4 so they get Daredevil in April, Thunderbolts in May, and then Fantastic Four. That seems to be the angle they're taking here. Now, hopefully Cap 4 is good, but clearly, as we texted over the weekend, some of these clips have not done a good job of promoting that movie. Some of the trailers haven't really bowled people over, and some of the press junket stuff has gotten some controversy around it. So there's a lot of strikes against Cap 4 before it even shows. And I'm not even talking about the stupid narratives and about, a Black Captain America. Who gives a crap about that? Is it a good movie? And so the thing is, that's what they're aiming for, but nothing they've done kind of makes you feel confident. But everything with Thunderbolts, Daredevil, Born Again, and Fantastic Four certainly gives you confidence if you're a Marvel fan that they've nailed those three, if not Cap 4, Yeah,
the excitement seems to be there for these two movies, because even Thunderbolts were like, what's Thunderbolts? And then well, this is Thunderbolts. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Captain America has not done that yet. And you and I really haven't talked about it, but we were texting with each other talking about those scenes that they showed. And it's like, why do you choose those two scenes to promote this movie? Are you seeing it tomorrow?
The 11th. Yes. Tomorrow. Yes.
Tomorrow. Yeah. So see that tomorrow. So I'm curious. And the other thing that doesn't give me a lot of confidence is that normally anytime you see these movies, the social embargo, it's already lifted, or it hasn't been, but the social embargo lifts tomorrow night. I'm going to see it in the morning. Yeah. So we'll see. But there's other things that came out.
Yes.
Trailer wise. And another one of those was, and did you watch this one, the How to Train Your Dragon spot?
Yeah, it was really sweet. Yeah, it was a sweet little spot. But all these spots were 30 seconds? They weren't that long.
But didn't they release them on the longer trailers? Because
there was no Mission Impossible one was released that was longer. Really? There was no Jurassic. They had a new Jurassic World one that was only a minute long. The F1 one, I think, was only 30 to 45 seconds or a minute. So the only full trailer that I saw that they released, because I only did one reaction yesterday, I was constantly on YouTube the whole night, was the Thunderbolts one. And I didn't see the full one of How to Train Your Dragon if they released a full one. So, and I went hunting this morning even, and I didn't see anything. So.
Why does Mission? I'm seeing a 2 minute and 43.
Yeah, what's the date on that one though?
18 hours ago for Mission Impossible.
No way. Is it from the studio or is it screen?
No, it's
screen whatever it is.
let's see. Hold on. Yeah.
Screen capture, One Media.
Is it like a bunch of different? Oh, you know what? It's like a mixture of all of them together.
Yeah. They do that to trick you to click
on
it and they get the view. Yeah.
I see. Okay. So there was really. So I'm glad I really didn't miss much. I mean, I really didn't.
Yeah, I was very pissed because I stayed home, didn't go to Super Bowl parties, thinking there'd be 3 or 4 Super Bowl trailers to watch like a couple of years ago, and there wasn't much. So.
No, I mean we were talking about that this week. Is that when they dropped those 2 trailers, the Fantastic Four and Jurassic World, I was like, oh, I think that's all we're getting because. And then the other thing we can just kind of discuss right now is everyone discussed and said, you know what, maybe it's a really brilliant move to do the Puppy Bowl first. They'll show the big day. That'll be the talk. Going to nothing. Absolutely nothing. And they kind of like that to me was a bit of it's kind of lame, to be completely honest with you.
Yes, I agree.
I think it's lame because I think that the other ones, you didn't really necessarily tell you were going to have anything, or if you did, you expect like even if it was a 30-second trailer for Mission Impossible, okay, that's all they showed you, but you get something. They kind of served it like they were going to show more stuff. I think for someone like James Gunn, who's pretty outspoken, he'd be like, hey, guys, it's just going to be a little fun, cute thing that we're going to do. Don't expect anything big. He should have done that. He should have done that. He's not obligated to do that. And he's not obligated, and it'll mean nothing in the long run. But I think he should have done that.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I mean, that Guy Gardner thing went over like a lead balloon yesterday. And it did not go over well with people. And yeah, I was hoping for something like really cool, a whole profile of crypto, and then like the dog that inspired, like there was supposed to be this, and then new scenes maybe, or some clips of new scenes and stuff like that. None of that was there. And so it seemed like a bunch of air for nothing. And you wonder why they even bothered, right? Honestly, why they even bothered going that route. But I don't know, WB, David Zaslav, the things they choose to save money on, and then things they choose to splurge money on, it's really confusing, man. It's like watching a terrible owner of a sports team. You're like, what are you doing?
Yeah, there would have been something interesting, but it was a bizarre choice on how they did that. The other one that they showed was Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah, that was cute. That was very cute. Yeah, but
how long was that?
It was about 30 to 45 seconds. It wasn't that long, and it was just him. Like they had 2 announcers of the game, Tom Brady, and I forget the other announcer, basically calling Lilo Stitch like he has run onto the field, and they try to tackle him, and he jumps onto a cart and drives it into the goalpost and then jumps off. So it was a whole, and then he speaks into the microphone. So it was just basically that. There's nothing from the movie in that trailer.
Well, so they have F1.
Yeah, the F1 one was cool.
And that was another one. Another 30.
Just all car racing, and it was 30 seconds. It's just inside the car.
No, so it's crazy. Normally, even a few years ago, like they would do 30 seconds, or even last year, 30 seconds, and they dropped the trailer. Maybe they just didn't want to do it, and they wanted to keep the intention on it. I don't know, but like I'll be completely honest with you.
Yeah,
for my own personal reasons, I'm happy it went down this way because I had a feeling, and I said, because I would have been even more bummed if I was like, okay, I'm going to drive to the studio, and I'm going to sit here and wait for stuff and watch it here by myself, waiting for it, and then nothing drops. I figured that was going to happen in the first place because a lot of times, most times it's a game I want to watch. Like I just wanted both teams to lose, and that wasn't going to happen. So I was like, I really normally I would have been really upset that I was on the phone for that long with that guy, and I was like, the only thing that bummed me out and broke my heart a little bit was my daughter, who the youngest one, said she was excited for me to watch it with her. She was looking all day, like just not caring about the game itself, but watching the commercials and eating the nachos. And she's like, "You didn't watch it with us, Dad." I was like, "Oh," because the problem is this.
Yes,
it's the other thing. I was the last 20 some odd years. Yeah, I've been watching the Super Bowl at 3:00 in the afternoon.
Yes.
So when I tried to watch, I called my friend. I was like, "Hey, you guys want to come over with the family or two?" He's like, "We work tomorrow and everything too. It'll be late." I'm like, "What the hell are you talking about? It starts at 3:30." He's like, 3:30, dude. It starts at like 6:45 is kickoff. And I was like, "Oh no, I forgot about that." So that was the other thing. Yeah. But either way.
You forget.
Yeah, forget. Was there anything else worth a damn? I guess, like you said, F1. They showed the rebirth thing again. Mission Impossible.
Yeah, there were a couple new stunts or 3 new stunts in the Mission Impossible, which were fun for 30 seconds, but nothing really big. Now, the big thing was Thunderbolts. That's it, which is really surprising. I don't know why you cede that day to Disney and Marvel. Like, I don't know why you don't put out the Mission Impossible trailer to compete. I don't know why you don't put out a Lilo and Stitch. It seems odd to me on so many.
Maybe they save some money. Maybe it's like, look, we don't want to spend that kind of money. I don't know.
Because How to Train Your Dragon, I think, is coming out on Wednesday, the full trailer. So I don't know. Seems odd.
We'll see. Well, I gotta add, we got a lot of stories to talk about today. Other ones outside of this too. We'll talk box office and everything too. But gotta ask you guys what you think about all of this. Put your thoughts in there, please, and let me know exactly what you're thinking. Before we do, I'm gonna tell you we got a couple really great sponsors here today. And the first is NordVPN. If you guys didn't know about NordVPN, I'm gonna tell you now because you need them. You need a good VPN, and NordVPN is the one that I have been doing. Whether you're watching a sporting event, a TV show, movie, the ones that aren't available in your region, you switch to your virtual location to a country which is showing that event. You can protect your private data like bank details, passwords, online identity. NordVPN can switch your virtual location, allowing you to save money by purchasing flights, hotels, subscriptions from other countries at a cheaper price. It's the fastest VPN in the world. There's no buffering. There's no lagging while you're streaming. It is great. NordVPN, you can use an account and it can be used up to 10 devices. So if you want to get the best discount off of your NordVPN plan, you go to nordvpn.com/KH show, and our link will also give you 4 extra months on the 2-year plan. There's no risk with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. The link is in the podcast episode description box. So make sure you go and you check that out. I'm also going to tell you guys, as I've told you guys many times over, that if you're not doing this already, after I've been telling you for months upon months, AG1, baby. AG1. And John, have you tried AG1 yet?
I got the order coming next week. This week coming up. Brother.
I absolutely love AG1. And for those people who don't know AG1, I'm going to tell you now. AG1 is the best energy that you can have during the day. And I love AG1 because I want to get a nice kick in my step when I'm waking up in the morning, So for me, I like to put it in the cup that I have. I have this cup and I shake it up and just have really, really great energy throughout the day. I was never a big vitamins person. So, and taking separate vitamins all the time, and you just put it all in one cup and that's it. And especially now, and one of the things, we're going to be moving the show soon, and I'm trying to get myself in better health, and I'm going to be doing that. And winter right now, it's going to be hard just in general to get up in the morning or go outside for a morning walk or a run because of the cold. And for me, AG1 just gives me that energy, gets me out, and I'm ready. Plus, by the way, Valentine's Day is right around the corner. You want to commit to your health with your partner, with your significant other. And research has shown that having a partner can increase the likelihood of habit formation, or speaking to doing that and making sure that you guys are doing that maybe together. It works. So it is never too late to create a new healthy habit for 2025. So try AG1 for yourself. It is something that I've actually been able to stay consistent with, and that's why I've been partnering with AG1 for so long. And AG1 is now offering new subscribers a free $76 gift when you sign up. You'll get a welcome kit, a bottle of D3K2, and 5 free travel packs in your first box. So you got to go to drinkag1.com/big-thing. That's right. Go to drinkag1.com/big-thing and you get this offer. That's drinkag1.com/big-thing to start your new year on a healthier note. And this is one that I have just recently discovered, and I'm so glad that I did. And I got to tell you guys about Stitch Fix. And now Stitch Fix, this is going to be talking about Valentine's Day, man. Shopping is horrible for me. It's terrible for me. The way that I have now found a great way to shop is through Stitch Fix. It's an online personal styling thing. I was like, yeah, send that my way. I hate shopping. I'm always sitting on when my wife and my kids are going to the mall. I'm the guy sitting on the bench outside checking my phone because I'm like, I don't know, I'll just order it online. I don't know who to talk to about this stuff. Stitch Fix, you get a stylist who understands your style and understands your size, the budget, and they do all the shopping for you. So great. Shopping and figuring out your style, it's overwhelming. When it comes to getting dressed, sometimes I don't even know where to start. But I love having this Stitch Fix stylist tell me all these new things. You're going to see a bunch of new looks coming my way. You just give the stylist the size, the budget preferences. You order boxes when you want it, how you want it. There's no subscription required. It's great. They just send me the pieces plus recommendations, styling tips. It's awesome. No stores, no crowds, no stress, just personalized looks that you're going to love. Stitch Fix makes it so easy. It is personal styling for everyone. You get started today at stitchfix.com/KHS. That's easy to remember. That's stitchfix.com/KHS. Yeah, John, I needed that, man. I'll tell you that. Yeah. I mean, a person, like, because when you're living in LA, you hear personal stylist. All right, fancy pants. Personal stuff. Oh, this is great. I was like, yes. They told me about this. I was like, I'll try it, and it's pretty amazing. So
that's great, man.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, if you want to help us out again, there's the links are in the description. You can go in and get that. All right. So the other thing I wanted to bring up, as we were talking about before,
and
I think this is one that Jeff dropped.
What is it? Which one?
This is the Sigourney Weaver. It was a while ago. He dropped.
Yeah. That she was in.
Yeah, she's talking about the actual role herself here, and this was the report. Nearly a year ago came the news that 3-time Oscar nominee Sigourney Weaver was joining the cast of The Mandalorian and Grogu movie at Lucasfilm and Disney. Series creator Jon Favreau is directing, producing the film alongside Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy and Dave Filoni. Weaver's role hasn't been officially revealed. Last month, report indicated she would play a New Republic colonel. It marks Weaver's first time in Star Wars, having worked on various others over the years, including Alien, Avatar, Daredevil. She was in Daredevil?
She was in the show. Well, she was in Defenders.
Oh,
she was one of the main villains in the Defenders. Yeah.
Okay. I never saw that. She tells Games Radar that she never really considered being part of Star Wars until Baby Yoda himself, Grogu, helped her get on board. She said, I get to have scenes with a little Grogu, which is probably why I did the movie. And he's a little badass, too. It's going to be wonderful for people to see what Grogu's up to now because he's grown up a little bit and is capable of much more than maybe we think just watching the series. Ooh. I play a wonderful character who is, in a position of authority, and I have to send the Mandalorian out on a mission to the Outer Rim where all the bad stuff happens. I admire Star Wars, but I don't sit around wishing I was in another franchise because I've been so lucky to be in some wonderful ones. But at the time when I was offered it, I was delighted. A great fan of Jon Favreau. I was already a great fan of The Mandalorian. I love this answer. What a class act and just, royalty, man, royalty. So this again, just to me signifies, oh yeah, they were going to have a guest star this year on the TV show, and they were going to get Sigourney Weaver to do it, and then we got lucky enough that when we made it a movie, she signed on to do the movie also. But this seems also to the thing that I had heard, Jeff had heard about Rhoda the Hutt being this. That's the mission that they're going on, and Embo is sent out by somebody, and Mandalorian and Grogu are sent out, and it looks like they're sent out by Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah,
adding to it. So, first of all, what do you think of these comments? What do you think about the role itself?
Like you said, man, she's a class act. She's been in this business for a long time. She knows she's dealt with fans probably before most people dealt with toxic fandom with the Alien franchise and how people felt about that. And so, she knows how to answer these questions. She's been on the tour and the circuit. She said it really well. I wasn't begging to be in another franchise, but I'm an older woman. I saw the Baby Yoda stuff and it really got my attention, and this was the way in, and at the time, it was the right time for me to be a part of this thing. And Favreau, I liked him, but from what I hear, she's not in it that much. So, like you said, this theory of yours about the TV show and the guest star, that makes sense because most of the time, the guest star in The Mandalorian isn't in it for too long. Other than Katie Sackhoff, obviously in season 3, but usually it's like a every once in a while checking in with that person's scene. So this is clear that there is something that she is doing to kind of ignite all of this, which is why they wanted someone of her stature to be that role. And then we'll see how many times she appears in the film after that big scene where she sends him, because I think you're right. I think she sends out Mando and Grogu to go get Rhoda, who Bespin Bulletin reported that Rhoda is a gladiator, and that's why he's all scratched up and what have you. So that could be interesting.
Could be interesting, and you're going to start hearing about that one a little bit more. I was going to bring up to you, but I saw we have a super chat on it later, so I don't want to cover it twice here. But I told you guys like a while ago that my buddy Derek Hoffman had gotten that position, and
congratulations to him.
The big, I mean, he had posted it on Instagram like 2 months ago or whatever it was that he got it, and then people just started tweeting about it the other day. People were like, is this the guy you're talking about? I was like, yeah, or a month ago, whenever it was. But we'll talk a little bit more about that because you've seen since I've found that out, or knew that he got the gig, and I'm sure you've noticed, I've been pulling back a little bit on hey, they need to retool, they need to change, because it looks like they might be doing that.
Right.
It's not a complete gut, but it's like putting someone in there. Derek's one of us.
Yeah.
Derek, like if you're one of my listeners, someone who's been here for a bit, you might even know Derek used to come on the Schmo Show. Derek is a fan of this stuff. He was a big X-Men guy. I mean, he was part of Donner's stuff forever.
Yeah.
And so we'll get into it once we get to the Super Chat too, but you should be happy as a Star Wars fan that they brought in Derek Hoffman. Derek's one of us, and he's he's not an executive guy. I mean, he's an executive, but he doesn't have that business mentality. He's got a fan's creative mentality, and he loves Star Wars. Yeah. I used to, Derek and I went to breakfast probably twice a month when I was in LA before, and we would just, right, the place where my house was, where my studio was.
Yeah,
there was a place right up the corner, and he and I used to just go there and shoot the shit, and we talk Star Wars the whole damn time, But it's like, yeah. So we'll talk about that a little later on. But what I will talk about here is, we went discussed John as a Critics' Choice Awards.
Yeah, sure. What do you want to talk about?
Well, I did finish The Brutalist.
Hey,
finish The Brutalist. What I will say is the same thing I told you in the text.
Yeah.
It is an epic film. It is brilliant filmmaking. The director should be nominated for Best Director. There's no doubt. Adrian Brody should not only be nominated, he should win for Best Actor.
Agreed.
I think the movie itself was a little overrated in regards to how brilliant it was. I think that the first half was brilliant. Second half was like just kind of, I don't know. I don't like endings like that. Like, wait a minute. What happened there? You didn't explain it. And then something else happens to it. It's like a fast forward or something too. And I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
And my wife and I are both watching. We were so engaged in it for so long. And then it's like the second half just goes, now do this. And I'm like, why? Just do that. What you were doing the first half of the movie, which was, again, first half of 2 movies, basically. It's a 3-hour movie. But I enjoyed the movie. I enjoyed it. I saw that. And the reason I bring this up with Critics' Choice is that in a shocker, I think Anora won Best Picture.
Yeah.
I would have voted for Anora over Brutalist.
Ooh. Yeah, it's a weird. I mean, I obviously, voted, and you voted with these awards, and I was kind of surprised that Anora took it, but then I don't know what's going on. This is one of the weirdest award seasons ever, and to see all these Oscar pundits and awards pundits jumping on to social media and pontificating and claiming one thing, and then when something changes, claiming the other, and all of this stuff. I mean, I appreciate the fact that they're getting engagement, but I think you shouldn't trust any of them, because no one knows what is going on, and we don't know how much the AI stuff affected The Brutalist and Emilia Perez so that Anora could slide in there and get the victory. And you can't remove that from the equation. And now as we go into the Oscars, are the voters going with the film that has no controversy around it other than the intimacy coordinator thing, which isn't really as big of a news story as the AI stuff is? So I wonder if maybe there is a default to Anora or Wicked. There may be surprises here, or maybe it'll go chalk and it will be The Brutalist at the Oscars, because the Oscars are the Oscars and everything else is everything else. And so to me, I think this is great though for Anora, because I love the film. I think Sean is a fantastic filmmaker. I want to see more from him. And Mikey Madison has just been great on the press tour. I saw her on Graham Norton over the weekend. She is such a delight. And so more for her would be great. So however the film plays out at the Oscars.
I wonder.
Yeah,
I think. Look, I definitely think the controversy with Amelia Perez is going to hurt this movie tremendously,
100%.
tremendously, and I think it already did for Critics' Choice. I think it definitely did. But I also think the other thing is, as you were saying, for voting, I voted for Dune. I have no problem saying that. I voted for Dune for my.
Yeah, Dune Part 2. Yes, as did I.
I voted for Dune. And I think our votes absolutely helped Honora get that win.
Good
because
point.
It took away from the other ones because
the Brutalist or the other ones. Yeah.
I mean, look, and I stand by it. Yeah. I think Dune 2 is better than, and now I still have to see Amelia Perez, and I started watching a little bit of it. I know, I'm not going to wind up. That's not. Like I'm just saying, I don't think there's a world where I think that Amelia Perez is better than Dune. But I'm going to be fair. I want to watch all the movies that are in. It's the only one that I haven't seen. I've seen all the other ones too, and they're all really good movies. They're not, in my opinion, they're not better movies than Dune. Dune 2 is a much better movie.
You and I are on the same page. There's no better made film. There's no better directed film than Dune Part 2. And it's absolutely ridiculous that it is not the film that everyone is talking about, that all the critics want to vote for. It's so frustrating.
So stupid.
I can poke holes in all these films. You're right. The second half of Brutalist is not as good as the first half, which undercuts it. Honora is a good film, but it's not groundbreaking in any way, shape, or form. What is the other one? Nickel Boys, that's a really unusual approach that you're taking for that film. It's not enough to appeal to people. Wicked, there's problems in the middle of Wicked. I don't care how much you love it.
I agree with you. I could see that one, but I could see that one making a run also. But again,
I could too.
It's too mainstream. And we'll have some Wicked news in a second too. But this is the awards themselves. Some you could see coming. There were a couple, and this is why I stand by it. I said this, and I say it again, and I will preface it again by saying it has nothing to do with the fact that I am part of this. I didn't even go to the awards this year. But I think these are the only awards that should matter. I really do.
I agree.
I think that only because it's the only award show that everybody who votes sees all of the movies.
Yeah.
Yes. So, and look, even though I voted on it, and this happens probably all the time. I voted on it before I had a chance to see Amelia Perez. So maybe I go back and I say, oh man, probably should have put my vote in Amelia Perez, but I don't think that that's going to happen.
Yeah.
But the Critics' Choice here is the Best Picture winner, Honora, which we talked about, which was an upset. Best Actor, Adrian Brody. I think he'll win the Oscar, and I think he. I agree. And I will tell you, as much I love Timothée Chalamet and Dylan and Dylan movie, and I hope he wins. But I understand why Adrian Brody does some next level stuff in that movie. He really does. Daniel Craig, Coleman. I could see him. I could see them. None of them. The outside shot is Chalamet. Brody wins it. All right. Best Actress. Demi Moore is going to wind up winning the Oscar. Also, I think. Yeah. Best Supporting Actor. Kieran Culkin will wind up winning Best Supporting.
I hate that, but yes, I think it should be Guy Pearce. But whatever.
Guy Pearce is pretty damn good. I agree with you. I agree. But
Kieran was doing one of the commercials for the Super Bowl. He was a beluga whale.
Same thing, right?
He's patterned the same goddamn thing he did in a real thing.
He does the same thing that he did in Succession and everything too. But he did it well. Best Supporting Actress, I think Zoe Saldana will win for Amelia Perez.
I think the only thing that will win.
Best Young Actor was Maisie Stella for My Old Ass. She was really good. Best Acting Ensemble, Conclave. It was great. So this was the big one.
Yeah.
John M. Chu wins for Wicked. And there's no world where he's going to win the Oscar.
Well, he's not nominated.
Right.
But he came out. He came out and said, I can't wait to win the Oscar when he got that thing. So clearly still bitter about the situation.
As he should be.
Yeah.
As he should be. Because John, and this is my point. Look, I still would have voted for Denis.
Yeah.
I get voting for John M. Chu for that movie. I get it. That is not an easy movie to direct. And the way that he did a brilliant job. Brilliant. Best original screenplay. Okay, for The Substance. Best adapted for Conclave. Best cinematography, Nosferatu. I get that. I don't even think cinematography. I don't even think Conclave was nominated at the Oscar for cinematography.
I don't know. I'm looking right now. Brutalist, Dune Part 2, Amelia Perez, Maria Nosferatu. No, it's not nominated.
The Oscars are, dude, I'm telling you, people are giving me so much shit. The Oscars are a joke. The Critics' Choice Awards are the awards that should be the most.
I agree.
look, these are the right nominations. Maybe you don't agree with the wins, but they're the right nominations. Best production design for Wicked. Okay. Best editing.
Yeah, I agree.
Calendars.
Yeah.
Best costume design, Wicked. Best hair and makeup, The Substance. Best visual effects, Dune Part 2.
Sure.
Best animated feature, Wild Robot. Best comedy, Real Pain, and Deadpool and Wolverine. Interesting. Best foreign and language film, Amelia Perez. Okay, and yada yada. This, I mean, I'm telling you, like, I stand by it, dude. This is the awards show that people should be. They should get the Oscars, put them on, Tubi, and then then give a bigger stage to the Critics' Choice Awards.
Tubi Oscars.
It's a horrible Tubi commercial, and I saw it. It's horrible.
It's horrible. Yeah,
it was so bad.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think, absolutely. And that's why I was so proud to get into the Critics' Choice last year, because I do revere them. I do cherish them. I do appreciate their award shows and the decisions they make. And way more often than not, I'm in line with the choices that they make with a lot of these categories in terms of the winners. So, and I agree, the Oscars, it's just a convoluted mess now. And I know Jeff and I battle about this all the time, because Jeff still has this weird reverence for the Oscars. It may just be because he co-hosts an FYC pod, but he has a weird reverence for the Oscars, and I just don't understand it anymore, because we've seen so many holes being poked in the Oscars. Do I think it's still the one that everyone wants to win? Of course,
right? It will be.
The shine, the luster is off here. The shine is off here, and that's the concern you have. The bloom is off the rose on this one, because so many people we've heard so many people talk about it and read so many articles where the people who are voting hand it off to their assistant to vote, or haven't watched all the movies and just vote for their friends and their buddies. So you have to ask yourself, how many of these Oscars have legitimately been legit? How many of these winners are legit? How many of them deserve the love that they got for these awards? So it's just a interesting question now. And I don't mean in the past, I mean now, over the last few decades. It's been pretty clear. And it's ironic, because they've tried to expand the Oscars to get more people of color, more women, more people of younger ages to vote, which I think is great. But if they're not making the time to watch all the movies, then they shouldn't be voting, and they should be kicked out of the Academy. It's just too frustrating for me.
Yeah, and then the problem is the problem is you can't prove that, right?
That's the thing. It should be logged. You should have to go to a room, log in, watch the movie, log out. That's it.
And then you see it change real quick, because like the reason why Critics' Choice, and it's not like one of these things where like, oh my God, like these people just see everything. They have to. It's their jobs.
Mm-hmm.
It's their jobs. They have to see everything. So wouldn't you want the people voting on these things are the people who see it all?
Yeah.
And it's like, to me, it's like, okay, well, look, they all, whether you agree, look, Bibiani should be voting for things. He should. He sees everything. I probably don't agree with a single thing he voted for. I probably don't agree with one thing. Do I think he should be voting? Absolutely, he should be voting. Yeah. He sees everything. He knows the performances and everything too. He should be voting. People who see these movies all of the time, that it's their job to do, should be voting. And it should mean a lot to those people because of that reason alone. So I'm glad that British Choice Awards got their due there. And I'll be going next year for sure.
Yeah.
All right. So one of the, we just talked about Wicked. Well, Wicked's success has now impacted the sequel. How so? I'm going to tell you. One of the most talked about moments of the Critics' Choice Awards on Friday was when John M. Chu took home the Best Director award, beating out some more high-profile names for the honor. It was the biggest surprise of the night, even for Chu, who seemed visibly shocked and taken aback that he won. The win came as Chu is currently editing Wicked for Good, the second film of the two film adaptations of the celebrated stage musical. Speaking with media in the wake of the win, he tells Deadline that the first film's massive critical and box office success has impacted his vision for the sequel. The main effect, the second film is being made more for the fans and less for the casuals, so it won't dumb down any elements. The success does affect when we went back into the cut, like, oh, wait, they're really paying attention to every detail and how we plan on paying certain things off. Maybe we can be more subtle with that, or maybe we don't have to remind them of so much. It absolutely affects everything that we're doing. I didn't think it would, but actually getting to the cut, I feel like I'm more in the headspace of where the fans are. Whereas before, we have to cover our bases a little bit more for everybody. He goes on to say in the sequel that Oz is bigger, more expansive, along with being more relevant for the current day as it explores the courage and the consequences it takes to some of the choices that we have to make and who you choose to become when you know the truth. okay, look, this is a great answer also, and I think it also makes sense because if you make a movie and it makes a lot of money, it makes 600, 700 million, whatever the hell it made, and then you go, we're doing the sequel, and we already know we have a built-in audience. We already know they want to see it. It's critically acclaimed, nominated, all these things. Do we have to make it as handholdy for casuals, or can we dive in a little bit? We made the play go, and they go dive in a little bit. That makes total sense. Why not? Because now those people, I know more about Wicked and the play and everything else too, because my teenage daughter plays the damn thing all the time. I know all the songs. I know some of the songs from the second half of the movie or play because she plays them in the car and stuff. And I know more things. I'm like, oh, okay. And I know the lore because of that stuff. And if you really love this movie and you didn't see the original, you probably learned a little bit more about it anyway. So I got no problem with this. On the contrary, I think it's very smart.
Well, I don't know what you need to dumb down about the Wizard of Oz story, but okay. But okay. I guess if they're going into certain areas, but I think your point is correct. And that is that this film has become a pop culture bomb. It has exploded and everyone has been hearing it, watching it. Maybe even people who weren't going to watch it watched it because of the big news stories around it, and they've watched the let me explain Wicked or the ending explain type of stuff. So everybody's looking forward to it and is very well versed. By the time the sequel comes out, they will be well versed on what the story is all about. And I'm sure, a lot of people are curious and people don't mind spoilers as much as they did in the past. I bet some people are even reading those or watching those YouTube videos that tell them what happens in the second half of the play, or the musical rather, so that they can have a little bit of knowledge going in and see how the film does it. So I think it's a great thing, great answer, and he's clearly playing to the fans, which is a smart move by a director to say, hey, we're going to make this for you because you guys have showed us how much you love what we did starting off. So smart.
Right. John, you got 68 questions already.
Wow.
Pretty damn good. 68 already going into it. So we'll see. All right, we'll do this. Like two other stories I wanted to cover. Okay. I figure I want to cover a story that, I feel like sometimes we do like bias stories and things that we love. Right. Yeah, we don't really cover the things that like have nothing to do with any like love that we have for anything.
It's your show.
Yeah. Right. So Julia Roberts is going to join the cast of Kill Your Darlings. She joins this. Julia Roberts is teaming up with Ad Astra and the Lost City of Z's filmmaker James Gray for a film adaptation of Peter Swanson's new novel, Kill Your Darlings, not to be confused with the Daniel Radcliffe movie, at United Artists and Amazon MGM Studios. She got a deal with that Amazon, I guess.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, they brought her back to life.
Yeah, well, I'm going to make a prediction here in a second.
Okay, go ahead.
Dubbed the murder mystery in reverse, story follows married couple Tom and Wendy Graves, who seem to have a picture perfect life, but harbor a shocking secret below the surface. The story cuts back through time from their 50th birthday party to buying their home, their son's birth, the mysterious death of a work colleague, all pointing back towards a terrible act they plotted together in their early 20s. That secret has kept them bound together, but with time, it's fraying, and each begins to wonder if they would be better off if their spouse takes the secret to their grave. Roberts, Scott Stuber, Lisa Gillen, Jane Rosenthal, Nick Nesbitt, Barry Welsh, and Marissa Yaris-Gill will produce. Roberts and Stuber are currently working together on Sam Esmail's next film, Panic Carefully, which began shooting last month in London. She's been pretty busy, all jokes aside, she's been pretty busy on work. She's got that one. She's got the one we just mentioned with another one with Sam, and then she's doing the one with Luca.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm going to make a prediction here, John.
Okay, go ahead.
I think she's going to be in the Oscar conversation next year for the Luca movie.
Okay.
From what I hear about that script, I hear that script is kind of a new thing for him and what he's doing. I hear it's really solid, and I hear from the way that she's already shot it that he was on Mark Maron's podcast raving about her performance, and saying he's like, not just because she's in my movie, I think it's the best performance she's ever done.
Wow,
that's what he said. Luca said that.
Wow,
I think she'll be in the conversation next year for an Oscar.
She hasn't done that many good performances, so it's good to
stop that. You better stop.
Come on.
It's a dumb opinion.
Brockovich is the best she's ever done.
August Osage County.
Yeah, those two. Two.
What?
You're not going to get more than 10. You're not going to get more than 6, I think.
You're a stupid person.
So the film is called After the Hunt, the Guadagnino film.
That's a Luca one, yeah.
I love the log line here. A college professor finds herself at a personal and professional crossroads when a star pupil levels an accusation against one of her colleagues and a dark secret from her own past threatens to come to light. This is the thing that's going on now. We just started a disclaimer last night on Apple TV. Kate Blanchett, Kevin Kline, and Sacha Baron Cohen and Cody Smith McPhee, a show about something that happened in Kate Blanchett's past and how it's affecting her now in the future and what she did to bury it. And now she's dealing with the consequence. So I think this is a kind of narrative that's going on with older content, with actors of older ages being leading content is exploring secrets from the past. And I think this is an interesting route to take. And Julia, certainly, she's gotten better as an actress as she's gotten older, and that happens. I think the same thing happened with Kim Basinger. Got better as she got older as an actress, more levels. I mean, you can't give me that Closer performance and tell me that was a good performance, for God's sake.
Which one?
Closer? She was terrible.
Are you crazy? That's one of her best performances.
Natalie Portman ran rings around her. Everyone else ran rings around her. They were carrying her through that whole movie.
Look, I never really thought it was true, but now I do. You are a dumb person.
That's because I think with my head and not my other head. Yeah.
No, stop. That has nothing to do with it.
Please. Had nothing to do with it. Get
She's
out
great.
of here.
She's great.
You have a
Nothing
massive
to do with it.
You can't say it's nothing to do with
Nothing to do with it at all.
Lies.
Nothing. She's brilliant and Closer, and you're a dumb person.
Okay.
Anyway, so there is another story we will talk about.
Go ahead.
Besides your blasphemy. And this is interesting.
But wait. Let me say this.
Oh,
if
no.
she does get nominated, I will be happy for her because she's a veteran, man. She's been through all the wars since the early 90s, and she's come out on top. And certainly there was a stretch of time where she maybe wasn't going to be able to come back, and she was going to be relegated to doing small roles, but she has fought her way back, so she deserves it as a warrior here. If she does get a Oscar nomination, it is a great performance. We
got to see the movie, obviously. I'm just saying from what we heard from what I'm hearing about the script and what Luca's talking about with her too. Yeah, he's usually in contention for stuff too.
Yes, although this year he got blanked with Challengers and Queer.
Yeah, he was still, but he was still in the conversation. Maybe not for Oscars, but for Golden Globes and other things. That the movie was still talked about. It wasn't like just buried. All right, so let's get to this last story, and then we'll
oh boy,
yeah. Phoebe Waller-Bridge is rumored for the HBO Harry Potter series. After a break from them for a while, there is a new rumor about this Harry Potter TV series ahead of filming later on this year. Daniel Rickman teases that Indiana Jones and Dial of Destiny and Fleabag star Phoebe Waller-Bridge has been offered the role of Harry Potter's Hateful Aunt Petunia Dursley. She would be excellent in that role.
Fiona Shaw role. Yeah.
Of course. Fiona Shaw played the part across the films. Her character was a sister of Harry's slain mother, Lily Potter, and took over raising Harry. If true, the reports join other cast rumors, including Mark Rylance or Mark Strong for Professor Dumbledore. I'll tell you, I like Mark Strong, but I think Rylance has a little bit more of a peaceful.
I agree.
Demeanor. Papa Sidhu for Potions Master Severus Snape, Brett Goldstein as groundskeeper Hagrid, and Bad Sisters star Sharon Horgan being up for Professor Minerva McGonagall. Showrunner Francesca Gardner and series director Mark Mylod previously confirmed the series will stick to the canonical ages from the books, with several adult characters being younger than their film counterparts. Okay. I think she's perfect casting for that.
100%.
Perfect casting. And here's the thing: people with her, like, I don't think it was her fault. I don't think her character should have been the main focus of Indiana Jones. I don't think that's her problem, though. I think that's something. The character was an asshole, most part, but that wasn't her fault. She was asked to play it a certain way, and she did it. Yeah. For some people were blaming her and like liking it and going after her. This is one of those roles you want them to go after her for, because she's an asshole. The character is an asshole, the aunt, and jealous and bitter about her sister and everything too. So this is brilliant casting.
Yeah, I think so too, because with the Fiona Shaw, who by the way is a phenomenal actress and has been working consistently over the last few years, including the most recent Bad Sisters season. You mentioned Sharon Horgan. Fiona Shaw was great in season 2 of Bad Sisters. Damn good actress, but really didn't get a chance to spread her wings in this role in those Harry Potter movies. She was good, but she didn't get a chance to play like some interesting levels and complexities. Now with a TV series, you get to stretch out these characters. So you want to bring in an actress who is going to have fun with a role like this and be able to do more with it. And I think that's what's going to be fascinating is how they write Petunia and how Phoebe plays her. Because I know Phoebe isn't saying yes to a one-dimensional evil villain role.
She's going to be in it a lot more. Yeah.
Right. There's going to be much more dimension to her. You might even feel sympathy for her, which will be interesting. So there's going to be a lot in this, I think, portrayal that will surprise people who are fans of the books. And I think, or just only saw the movies. And I think this is a great choice, Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Great.
Yeah. I think it's a really good choice. And what do you guys think? Put your thoughts in there and tell us. Do you think that Phoebe Waller-Bridge is the perfect person to play Harry Potter's aunt? What say you? Put your thoughts in there and let your voice be heard. Okay, we're going to get to your questions. We got quite a few of them. We can do that. Before I do, the other thing I got to tell you about is, hey, Mando. Oh, my gosh. You guys, I've been raving about Mando. You've been watching my reactions. You hear me talking about Mando. I love Mando. It keeps me smelling good. I don't want to smell like an animal. And I get more confidence walking around the place. And I know that if I'm sitting on a subway next to somebody, they're not going to be looking at me going, what's that? It's not me because I got Mando. That's right. It's safe to use anywhere in your body. It doesn't matter if it's your pits, your balls, your thigh folds, your belly buttons. It doesn't matter. It's created by a doctor who saw firsthand how normal BO was being misdiagnosed and mistreated. It is clinically proven to block odor all day and control odor up to 72 hours. All products are baking soda free. It is clinically proven to control odor better than a shower with soap alone. That's the best. If you want to try America's #1 whole body deodorant formula right now, you can find them in Walmart, Target, other retailers across the country. Best deals, you go to shopmando.com. You control body odor anywhere with Shop Mando. You get 5% off your starter pack. That's over 40% off. You got to use that promo code, though, Kristian, at shopmando.com. Please go and check that out. You're going to love Shop Mando. Now, the other thing, I've been, as I mentioned, my health is very important to me right now. And I want to eat better. I want to do that. And it's all about HelloFresh. I was so excited the other day when that box showed up, John. Oh,
yeah.
We were ready. We were cooking chicken. We were cooking burgers, a lot of stuff, really good stuff. And if you're tired of figuring out what's for dinner every time, what's for dinner, especially on the busy weekends, you get dinner done the easy way. And that's because of HelloFresh. It's easy to find time and eat well with 50 wholesome, hassle-free meals to choose from each week delivered to your door. HelloFresh's new ready-made meals go from the fridge to your fork, just 3 minutes. Awesome. So if you haven't already tried them, you really should, because it saves you so much time. You can save valuable time with fewer trips to the grocery store thanks to HelloFresh Market. Over 100 add-on items you can add to your weekly box, like breakfast, snacks, beverages. It's the best. Get up to 10 free meals and a high-free protein item for life at HelloFresh.com/Kristian10FM. One item per box with an active subscription. Free meals applied as discount on first box. New subscribers only. Varies by plan. So that's up to 10 free HelloFresh meals. You just got to go to HelloFresh.com/Kristian10FM. HelloFresh. It's America's #1 meal kit. All right, John. Last week, you had a hell of a run, man.
Yeah, it was nice.
193 or something like that. You and I both thought you had it. We thought you had it in the bag.
Totally.
I thought it was over. And then next day, Roxy comes in and not only wins that, she took you and Steph out too.
Yeah.
Both you guys. So now this week, you've already started. You got 77.
Oh, that's awesome. That's
pretty good. And we start with Derek again, Derek wants to push you over that he's trying to get you the win this week. I can tell.
Thank you, Derek.
Yeah. And Derek says, honest question, is it really worth paying that much money to Super Bowl tickets outside the experience itself? Is it worth it anymore? Maybe if you're an Eagles fan, or maybe, if you're an Eagles fan, I bet you it was worth it.
Yeah. I have to say, I explored it because as a Commander fan, we were in the NFC Championship game.
Yeah. Okay.
And we hadn't been in 30 years. And my best friend from back home, Maurice, we've been friends since high school, we were texting each other going, we did say that if we ever went back as adults, we would go together. And both of us were all of a sudden looking at our bank accounts going, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So there is a desire to go, I think, if your team is in there, but I wouldn't go to a random Super Bowl just to see two teams play that I have no investment in. I don't see the logic in that. but some people just enjoy the experience of being around that stuff, you know.
I would rather go to the World Series or the NBA Finals.
The finals would be great, like a game in the finals. Like Jeff did that last year for the Celtics.
Yeah.
Said he had a
well, he's a Celtics guy. I mean, even in general, like, because if it's like because you get a better, I think you get a better shot. Like, there's no world I wouldn't have paid $15 to go to this game. And I love New Orleans. I went. Did you go to the when the Knowles won in New Orleans?
I did not. No. We watched the crew of us.
I was there for that, and that was a hell of a time.
2000, right? When
it was a hell. I was already in LA. I came back just for it.
I went to the Jameis Winston one in LA, the Pasadena one.
I did too. I was there too. Yeah. Derek Johnson. So it feels like they are definitely fighting the void alter ego century in this Thunderbolts movie. I mean, I guess that's what John was trying to say for the spoiler. It's all right.
If you don't know who it is, I guess it's still not.
I figured it had to do something century related in there. But yeah, I mean, again, like you said, I'm not surprised at these. They spoiled a whole bunch of shit. Oh, John, before we keep going with the questions, I forgot. Please let people know what's going on with your channel.
Hey guys, if you enjoy, Chris and I going back and forth, please head on over to my stuff on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/John Rocha Says. Got a lot of stuff going on there. Doing a lot more live shows, trying to make that more of a consistent thing in my channel. So you can come on, interact, and throw your 2 cents in and have conversations about the topics of the day. And so please come and hang out there. We also have the hot mic going every Thursday. We got the Jedi Way. We've got the Geek Buddies multiple times a week with all the stuff that's starting to come out now. So look forward to all of that there on the Outlaw Nation channel, plus my reactions and reviews and my other podcast, the Cinephiles and the Geek Buddies. We're just about to tackle on the Cinephiles Mad Max Fury Road with WTF with Mark Maron, producer Brendan McDonald, who is joining us to talk about that film. So please tune into the Cinephiles. Yeah,
please do. Ewok Honora won the DGA, the PGA, the Critics' Choice Awards, and is now a lock to win Best Picture Oscar. No, it's not a lock. According to the stats, it's very unlikely another film can win. That is not true. The Oscars never trust the Oscars. Yeah, like that is the farthest thing from the truth. Ewok, I love Ewok more. He's one of the most supportive commenters in here that we got. But sir, I do not agree with that statement an iota, which I think is a term that nobody uses anymore. An iota. What do you think, John?
Yeah, it's nothing against Ewok. I just see this. I'm so frustrated by seeing this from so many people online. Oh, it's done deal. Honora wins now. Everybody just go home. And it's like, you have no idea what's going to go on. You have no idea what they're going to vote for.
Right.
You have no idea what they've been influenced by and who's going to win. The Oscars are always unpredictable for that reason. Yes, sometimes they go chalk. Yes, but there are always unpredictable things that happen. Look at Moonlight La La Land and how that went down. Who saw Marissa Tomei winning Best Supporting Actress? There are so many upsets and shocks that happen at the Oscars, so you just never know.
Dancing Dog 60. Do you guys think that the post-credit scenes for Shang-Chi or Thor: Love and Thunder or Eternals of the let's see. Do you think the post-credit scenes for Shang-Chi or Thor: Love and Thunder or Eternals or the Marvels will ever pay off? If so, when and where? Secret Wars? Maybe some of it, but I think they probably have changed a lot of what it was to what it is now because they probably thought Eternals was going to do a lot better than it did, and they probably kind of backed off a little bit from what they were doing. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Secret Wars, if at all. I don't think people care, to be honest with you. Only the real deep nerds give a shit about those post-credit scenes lining up with something in the MC. Most casual fans don't care because not
anymore. Okay, Ewok. Josh Horowitz just asked Coleman Domingo if Spielberg's Disclosure was closer to War of the Worlds or Close Encounters, and Coleman said it's something new. It's different. It's a love letter to our humanity, which I love that answer. I love the idea that I do not think it's a coincidence that Spielberg changed the name of Disclosure. There's apparently some announcement coming tomorrow.
Yes.
We'll see what that is as far as a disclosure announcement. That both, I will say, Republicans and Democrats are working on together, which is interesting in general. How often do you see that happen? They're going to make an announcement together.
Right.
That's tomorrow, apparently. So we'll see if anything is, introduced to that at all. But I don't think it was originally called The Dish. Now it's called Disclosure. I remember you and I talked about this movie, and I said, I hope it's not just another Close Encounters movie. or I mean, or War of the Worlds. You know, I hope it's more about like what he did for the Post, and more about information that's been going on, and having the government officials that are really involved in this thing and bringing it out to the public. And the fact that now he's calling it disclosure, I think there's a shot.
Yeah.
Did you when you heard, you know who's starting to get on the UFO train?
Who's that?
Jeff Schneider.
Of course he is.
You notice that? Like, he was talking about that.
I know.
He was talking about the documentary that's coming out of South by Southwest.
Yes he was.
And the Age of Disclosure one that by Dan Farah, which I'm surprised that's the one you got to watch. That's all military people, dude. Pilots.
I know. I got
your brethren. Jim 1. At least last year, Usher put on a spectacle, and most of the audience knew his songs. I hope they go another direction next year, Miley Cyrus or Foo Fighters. I mean, Kendrick, to me, the production was pretty good. Yeah, and then the end was, but I didn't know. I knew the Drake diss, but like I thought it was a great performer. I just don't know the songs, so I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, some people didn't know the songs because you know they don't go that deep into rap, and Kendrick is kind of a deeper cut for some people. Mainstreams, but that halftime show was incredible. It was good. It was making a lot of commentary about our current society. Certainly went back at Trump a few times in that thing, and spoke for Black people, and spoke very powerfully and strongly for Black people's contribution to our country. It's not a coincidence those dancers were dressed in red, white, and blue. That they were flagged. That he split between them when they died. They were in certain shapes. Like there's a lot that went on that was commentary, along with dissing Drake by having two of his ex-girlfriends. There's a rumor to have dated Drake as well, along with Serena.
Oh, in there? That's hilarious.
Oh, yeah. Serena crip walking. That was amazing. I was essentially dancing on Drake's grave, and SZA being there doing 2 songs.
So brutal. I mean, what a way to, like, I mean, really just end it, like, to where it's like at the Super Bowl with millions of people watching it. This just shows you how much this has crossed over.
Yeah.
My 13-year-old was on a phone call with her friend last night.
Yeah.
And she's just talking, you know, whatever tune. She's like, oh wait, hold on. The Drake diss song is on. When they were, and I'm like, wow. Like my 13-year-old, like you're like, dude, like you're I don't know how you recover from that. I just don't know how you recover from it.
He was in Australia. I mean, like he was in Australia.
Yeah.
But he said his name right there on national global television.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He absolutely looked right in the camera and said his name. So he destroyed him.
Destroyed him. Some more. We got a new member, Mr. Habibi. You know, I saw a lot of new members because I finally did it, John. I was able to do the unedited reaction of Infinity War. I put it up on the channel. I put the time code on it for Sam and myself. The edited version is almost at 100,000 views. So thank you guys. Got another new member here. Nice. And Auntie Coletta. I would tell you guys that if you join the membership, make sure look up the Capes and Cows comic book. Go and read that. You have to check that out, and then you get all the reactions and the exclusive live streams and all that. Dancing Dog 60. Next year, the NFL has Wayne Newton at halftime.
That's what Jim would want. Wayne Newton at halftime. Hilarious.
Mike Joyce. What are the odds someone will say in the movie? What are we? Some sort of Dark Avengers, or what are we? Some kind of Thunderbolts, a la the Suicide Squad? No, they're not going to do that.
They're not AEW, for God's sake. They're WWE. They don't do that crap. Come on.
Derek Johnson. Thank you.
Thank you, Derek.
James Miley with a lot of new members here today. Thank you. Dennis Hoffman. John, I loved you and Jeff's idea of a G.I. Joe TV series in the vein of Reacher. Recently dove into the old Marvel comics. Could totally see it. All right. So everything that was said there, I didn't watch the show.
Okay.
You got to understand. I was a G.I. Joe for me. I was a huge fan. I was not a big fan of the not that I didn't like it, but I didn't watch it as much. The animated series, which is what everyone else watched. I was a massive fan of the Marvel comics. I watched what Dennis is talking about. Like, you turn that I actually wrote to a friend to say, like, hey, why aren't they turning these 80 comics, the first 1 through 80? It starts to get a little crazy after 80, but like 1 through 80, that is series upon seasons of a television series. I couldn't agree with you guys more.
Yeah. Which we were talking about because both of us had finished watching Reacher season 3.
Yeah,
because we got in the screeners ahead of time, and it's the best of the 3.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not even joking.
Okay.
And so we thought, wouldn't this be interesting to bring G.I. Joe back in this format?
Yes.
This kind of grungy or grittier type of approach. And Reacher would be great as like Duke or something. That would be awesome. So
Marvel, dude, and that Marvel, those Marvel comics were gritty. and they went deep. Like the stuff that they really dive into Snake Eyes, his history, and what happens to Storm Shadow out on the beach. And I think this shows you how much of a fan I was. And I guess he can let me know if I was wrong, but I think it was issue 46 or 47 where the thing happens with Storm Shadow on the beach.
Okay.
Armada, genius movie pitches. JTE narrates and impersonates Richard Attenborough for a dinosaur doc while mispronouncing every single dinosaur. I would pay top dollar for that. Top dollar. I miss JT. I really do miss JT.
He's the best. Man.
I love JT.
Snyder invited me up to the Super Bowl party at his house, and I didn't go because I thought they'd be trailers. I would have totally given up to hang out with those guys. Yeah.
The Casino Royale Bond auditions of Henry Cavill, Anthony Starr, Sam Worthington, and Rupert Friend just leaked online. Friend's audition was fantastic. It's from Ewok. I saw it, and I saw the Henry Cavill one.
Yeah.
Hard. I mean, look. He was fine in it. He was fine in it.
Yeah,
but sure. he had some do in that one. It's full on here. It's like I wonder when you're casting if you're going. He sounds like him, but like the hair just throwing me off.
I'm not sure if I see it. Yeah.
I wonder how close any of those guys were.
Probably Cavill was probably the closest.
You think so?
Yeah, I would imagine for name and status. I didn't see Rupert's. I don't know.
Henry Cavill wasn't a big name at that point, was he?
Cavill? I don't think so. No,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Look, Daniel Craig wasn't a big name.
No. I know, definitely. But like Sam Worthington, out of all of those people at the time when they auditioned, Sam Worthington and Rupert Friend were probably the two biggest stars.
Yeah, probably, huh? Yeah, nobody knew Anthony. That's
nobody knew Anthony. Yeah, and Henry Cavill had not hit Superman at that point.
Yet.
Thank you, Derek.
Thank you, Derek.
Mike Joyce, where will Aaron Rodgers land now? Giants? Oh God, no. No, he's not going to go to the Giants. No.
CFL.
No. Do you think he'll show up in the NFL at all? Anybody want to take him on or no?
I don't think so. I don't think anybody's going to want him. Maybe the Raiders. Maybe.
Artem, updated excitement level high to low. Wow, Thunderbolts over Superman. Are you just asking us in general? Or are you saying that's yours, Artem?
Maybe he's asking.
Thunderbolts, Superman, Jurassic Park, Fantastic, Captain Four, Fantastic Four. If that's his list, that's an interesting list. For me, it would go Superman, Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, Jurassic World, Cap 4. Used to be Cap 4 used to be a lot higher but those two scenes really dropped it on the list for me. Those two scenes were god awful. They were god awful.
I'd have to put Cap 4 above Jurassic Park 4, but other than that, the order is the same.
Yeah. Which I can understand that. There he is, the great Tim Sim. Hey. Best Super Bowl commercial of all time for you two, other than Apple's 84 commercial. We talked about this. I think we talked about it last week, or somebody did. For me, I always liked the celebrity death match thing, if that counts.
Oh yeah.
And then sorry, Harloff, that you had to see a squadron win a Super Bowl with the Eagles, or Saquon. Sorry, with the Eagles since leaving the Giants. RIP. Yeah, I mean, look, it sucked that aspect of it, but like I said, Tim, I didn't have to watch it because I didn't watch it. But yeah, as far as the commercial, John, you got something?
I guess the one where he's in the office with the monkeys all the time, the career builder ones, those were a great run. I love those. Yeah.
Derek Johnson.
Yeah.
Who says
mustard?
Perfect.
So good at the end.
But he can't take credit for that, Kendrick.
Well,
it's not. It's the Mad Hatter. You can't steal from the Mad Hatter. You just can't.
Just say no one was saying it until Kendrick said it. So, but all right.
Mustard.
He was. Yeah. Stop it. Next thing. Oh, forget it. I'm done with you, John. All right. Let's see. Next comment here we got is from Brady BK. The most shocking part of the Super Bowl for me was watching Taylor Swift get booed and Trump getting cheered. Damn, if you told me last week this would happen, I would have called you crazy. Well, they were in New Orleans, right? But I think that they also it was a very heavy Philadelphia crowd for Taylor Swift,
right?
Because she's pretty much Kansas City, so the Philadelphia crew was going to boo the piss out of her.
Yeah, but that's not true. But Brady's comment is not true. Actually, Trump got booed as well. And there have been quite a few people who have from other countries who've put on the actual audio that was not altered like it was altered here in the States to pipe in cheers over the Fox broadcast. And so, this is the thing you have to take a look at and understand and analyze when you look at the situation. He was booed. They just tried to cover it up because they asked him, because he wanted to come to the game and they wanted him to feel like he was respected. And so, I just wish all that crap wasn't a part of the game, man. It's so frustrating.
When was that? What part of the game?
Was the opening of the game? It was at the opening of the game. Yeah. And then Taylor was showed and people booed her. Yeah. I get, it's just so frustrating, man. I just want to watch a football game. Can't we fucking have one Sunday without this crap?
No, you can't.
I know.
Zeus Fleming. I was in a Super Bowl commercial last night.
Hey,
for Cascade. It was surreal. Hope all is well crew. That's awesome, Zeus. Amazing. That's great. Cascade.
That's
crushing. Tiberius Monk. Hello, Kristian and John. Great show today. Thank you. Also saw the funeral for Drake's career. Is Drake okay? Someone check on him. Keep the great work. Yeah, I mean, look, but did you really think that he was going to come out?
Yeah, I did. I thought, what a great twist that would be to have Drake come out and then be like, look, you guys were enjoying the beef we were having, but we're also two black men in America and what we deal with, right? And I know he's Canadian and all of that, but still, it could have been something. So I thought maybe he was going to come out, but I misunderstood the level of hate that Kendrick Lamar has for Drake because
buried him last night.
Buried. That performance made it very clear.
Buried.
How he feels about it.
Armada, that new Severance episode was crazy. So as I said, I started watching. I finished up last week's episode and I started this week's, and then I wanted watching something with my wife upstairs in the bedroom. So I didn't get a chance to finish it, but I will. I hear it's really, really good. Are you watching that show, John?
No, I still haven't started. I've got to start this.
Even season 1?
Yeah, I'm season.
Holy moly! Oh, you're gonna love that show. It's right up your alley. Simon Section, Kristian, John, did you notice that actor Wendell Pierce for the Thunderbolts trailer?
Yeah.
No, I don't. Okay, yeah. So that's 2 actors that played Perry White. That's also in an MCU movie. Also, I didn't know that Lawrence Fishburne was in this film too. I didn't know he was in it. He's in this.
Well, Ghost is in this, so maybe he's in it.
That makes sense.
Connected.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes
sense. Wasp. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and because I thought that he passed in the movie, but he doesn't. That's right.
Yeah.
Zeus Fleming. And first of all, thank you very much for that one, Simon. That was very, very kind. Very, very nice of you. Thank you. Zeus Fleming. Not one blitz from Philly was insane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they didn't call one blitz the whole game. And the Vic Fangio, the defensive coordinator, said, I didn't call blitz because I have young cornerbacks and I don't trust them to handle the receivers if we call the blitz. So we just pressured him from the beginning. And so, yeah, it's an amazing thing with the amount of pressure they were to get on Mahomes.
Dancing Dog 60. Lionsgate couldn't afford a Super Bowl spot for Ballerina. This is the thing. I think also, as we were talking about this with the trailers and everything, why things have changed.
Yeah.
It was before. I mean, look, granted, the power of the internet has been around for quite a while. But if I'm a studio, I'm going like this. Do we want to spend the amount of money it's going to cost to put a 30-second ad in there when we could just drop it online?
Yeah.
And then, if it catches online, we can get just to kind of notice if people pick up on it and they like it.
Yeah.
I don't think Lionsgate should have paid money to do it.
Especially when you saw those 30-second spots and they're basically mixing in stuff you'd already seen before with just a few new scenes, just a couple new scenes sometimes. So I didn't see the logic of it at all. That's why I was shocked that they didn't lead to a larger trailer on YouTube for people to watch.
I know.
Especially because the game was a blowout.
That usually happens.
People would have totally come over to watch on YouTube. But yeah, I don't think they have a lot of faith in Ballerina. From my sources, I'm hearing those screenings have not gone well. Of course, we saw recently that there's apparently a full-on reshoot of the film happening.
Another one?
The most recent one, the recent news we got, that there was a full-on reshoot of the film.
Well, there was a reshoot because from the rumor was that Skoleski didn't like what Weissman did at all. So he went, So, but that gives me hope. Zeus Fleming, the only thing to make me not a Vikings fan anymore after 40 years would be a Rodgers signing there. FTG. So, I don't know. I don't know if he's going to go there or not, but John doesn't think he's going to land anywhere.
I don't know why any team would take a chance on that guy. I don't know why any team would do it.
Go, pal. As a trained chemist and the son of a virologist, Aaron, welcome to Shut the Hell Up and Recede into Obscurity. Luckily, he's washed. We'll see. I mean, look, here's the other thing, though, too. You can't deny, though, that the guy, when he was on, was on. You know what I mean? Like, you could always have that 1 year where he comes back in and it's like, hey, they took what a story it would be, even though people wouldn't necessarily be rooting for him. What a story it would be.
Right. But
yeah.
I think he's distracted by too many things now. And there's no full focus on football like he was when he was great. It was a full focus on football. He's clearly become a media personality, planning for his life after the NFL. And I think that's too much distractions to bring onto a team. And I agree with you, Go Pal. That idiot has no no stand to be talking about anything going on with vaccines or virology, for God's sakes.
Brady, thank you, Brady. People in the chat are convinced that Swift didn't get booed because there's a fake video going around where they put the audio of Swift getting booed over Trump's footage. She got booed, guys. So many news outlets have covered it. I definitely think she got booed because she got booed over the again. There were a lot of Eagles fans there.
Yeah.
And they're loud.
Yeah. They booed for the Chiefs too. They booed the Chiefs too.
Of course. Yeah.
You guys know.
Yeah. Of course she got booed. Calamantis, Thunderbolts stole what? Tom Cruise doesn't jump from a biplane to another for his disrespect. They didn't show a trailer, dude.
Yeah.
They didn't show a trailer. So yeah, they stole it.
Biplanes are nice, but you got to show a full trailer.
And that came out already. That clip had already come out before the Super Bowl.
Right.
Yes. They had people like tagging me on that thing, and I was like, oh yeah, that's right.
They
yeah. Charlotte 4, who's been a member for a month, gets a free super chat because of it. What the hell was the Puppy Bowl spot from James Gunn? It wasn't a scene from the movie. It had nothing to do with crypto. It looked terrible. Yeah, I didn't even see it, but I heard it was shit on a cracker. Pretty bad.
What happens if this film is fucking terrible?
I know. That's it. It's the end of the DCU. It's the end.
Yeah, people are out here going like, you guys are so mean against James Gunn. You're so mean against James Gunn. We're reporting what we're seeing. We're reacting to what we're seeing. And do you ever think that maybe you're too much in the can for James Gunn, that you're not seeing this completely colossal fumble of a rollout for this movie?
Let me push back on that.
Very high.
Wait, hold on. Colossal rollout of this movie has been the Puppy Bowl spot we're in agreement on. The trailer was fantastic. The teaser,
but a lot of people didn't. You saw a lot of people coming back.
More people like that. You're talking more so about that TV spot with the eyes thing, which was
that's true as well.
I don't think it's fair to say that the rollout of this movie hasn't been done well. I think the rollout has been handled very well. I think the casting, the way that they led up to it, was very well done. I think the way they did the when they were shooting and how he talked about the shooting and how he had the cast do these things, and then the teaser trailer. I don't think this was smart, this Puppy Bowl thing, but I'll push back against that. I think it's been a good rollout thus far.
Okay.
Felix, Thunderbolts is my most anticipated. I didn't think that would have been the case last year. It just looks like a solid movie.
Yeah, it does. Looks like best of Marvel when Marvel was hitting on all gears.
Yeah. Mad Sinister McCall, Beth Snyder ate a carrot cake and pairs with Rocha, Denzel, and actor Morris Chestnut at SB 59. Eagles fans gave coats and food to the homeless after the Super Bowl win. There you go.
I wish that was true. I bet, because they showed the video this morning of them ripping down a traffic light in Philadelphia and parading around with it. Oh,
I can't remember where that was. Someone said that
crazy like that.
It was so funny. I can't remember what scene it was from, but they said Philadelphia fans tonight after they win ... or lose. and then just pure destruction. It's like, what are you doing? Chilling in the basement. Kristian, do you think your friend can make a difference at Lucasfilm with Kathleen Kennedy still there? Or is this a sign that please let it be, she's on the way out? Okay, so the answer to that is, if Kathleen Kennedy allows Derek to do what Derek does, then yes, he can make a difference. If she gets in the way with the 2 inside baseball shit and other stuff that she's done in the past, then it'll be a problem because he's not the main guy in charge. She is. So the other one I'm worried about is Filoni. Is Filoni going to get in his way? I don't know. Yeah, and this is, again, I haven't talked to Derek about any of this stuff, so I want to be very clear on that. From everything that I know that they're being super supportive of him. I'm just answering the question of do I think he can make a difference? I do think he can make a difference. I think that Derek is a very creative guy. He understands the lore of Star Wars. He understands what fans are looking for. He understands in general. I still every time I talk to him in general, I still tell him I think that anthology series needs to happen. But yes, the answer is I think he can make a difference. But I also understand the concern that if they don't let him do what he does, then it doesn't matter who's there. Yeah. As long as they're the gatekeepers, it's not going to change.
Okay.
Retro Rebels.
Hey.
Which actor do you think they realized they were given too much talent for their role? The great Frank Langella in Masters of the Universe. Oh, that's a great one. Or legendary Amanda Santi in Judge Dredd. Both of those are great. They probably looked at they probably when they cast him, the crew probably thought, what the hell is Alec Guinness doing here?
So did Alec Guinness. If you read that letter,
right. But then he just elevated what was great. But I think, Frank Langella is a great call. I'd probably say Frank Langella because that movie, I love Masters of the Universe. That movie is shit on a shingle.
The answer is neither one of these two. The answer is Raul Julia in Street Fighter. That's the answer.
That's a good answer. That's a good answer.
Come on.
That's a good answer. Matt Sinister McCall. I donated my Kanye Best bobblehead to Goodwill. There you go.
Kanye, man. I'm so mad at him. So mad.
I don't see. This is why I'm glad I don't pay attention to things. Green, John, you're smart. You're too smart to think that refs are rigging the games.
You're not too smart to spell my name correctly or spell two correctly, but okay. Here's what I'll say. To you. No, I don't. But I do think the refs play favorites. And look, when you listen to refs afterwards, a lot of them do say, even Pereira on the broadcast, when Brady asked him about how do you deal with quarterbacks who yell at you? He goes, well, it depends on which quarterback is yelling at us with how we react to him. So that tells you they do play favorites. You know why? Because they're human fucking beings, man. So
Brooklyn, Jurassic World. Who cares? Kristian Harloff. You're damn right. Although I do want to see Jurassic World. I do. I want to see the new one. But I feel like it's going to be the same stupid thing that they've been doing. Look at the new monster of the week. There's a new hybrid. There's a new hybrid monster chasing them around. James Lattimore. Thank you, James.
Hey.
Becomes a YouTube member. I love having members we have now, too. Hank Pym. Yeet. What's the last live WWE show you've attended? The last one I almost attended was the Saturday night's main event in Nassau Coliseum.
Nice. Yeah.
I think the last one I did, I can't remember if it was, I went with Jeff Dye to a SmackDown event when he was dating Becky Lynch, but I can't remember.
Lucky man.
Yeah, I can't remember if that was before or after I went to another event where I sat with Ryan Satin, but I can't remember if that was before or after. But it was in LA at one of those events. Yeah.
Live WWE show. It's been a very long time. Probably SmackDown in the first few years I was in LA.
Wow. I can't believe that.
Staples Forum or Staples Center rather.
Shocking.
Went to there, but I've seen a few indie shows, which back when Ken and I were hanging out, Ken invited me to, which were a lot of fun. Shout out to Papa Don, who is an awesome wrestler who still reaches out to me.
Yeah, Papa Don does too. So he's a big Star Wars guy.
Yes.
So the other thing I was going to ask you, with that, what's funny is that my brother actually it was Royal Rumble Tampa last year.
Is that your brother that you put on Instagram this weekend, or which brother that you tweeted? Did you post about your brother? Tweeted about your brother? Something?
No, this weekend I did.
Brother number 2 or something like that. You put up
what?
Yeah, I thought you
did. I do? The hell are you talking about?
Hold on. Anyway, keep going with your thing.
Post anything? What the hell are you talking about?
Hold on.
Anyway,
yeah.
So he went to I think he went to Royal Rumble. Did he?
Okay.
I feel like he did.
Okay.
All right, in Tampa. So
that's nice.
Go Pal. What's a song you picked up from a movie that you would not know otherwise? I got Hot Rod Lincoln from Tiny Jordana Brewster movie, The Invisible Circus. Oh shit, there's a ton of them. There's probably I think the first one that comes to mind is stuff from Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. There's a Beck song on there that
oh yeah.
But there's
a remake, by the way. That song is a remake.
Yeah.
That should blow your mind.
Yeah. So yeah, there's tons of them going. I just can't at the top of my mind can't think, but there's tons of songs that I have. I mean, I have a full list actually that I have. I'll bring up one of them. Let's see. I have a playlist literally called Songs from Movies.
Hey, I'm sorry, I got you confused with Jeff. Jeff posted about his brother.
I was like, yeah, what the hell are you talking about? So I was like, is somebody posting on my account? So let's see. I'm trying to find. There's a few of them. There's
I would say Immigrant Song from Thor Ragnarok. I had never heard that song.
You never heard the Immigrant Song?
Never heard the Immigrant Song.
Really?
When it played on the thing, I was like, what the hell is this? And I lost my
mind. Wow. I mean, Where Is My Mind from Fight Club? It's definitely one.
Oh, yeah.
That for sure. I'm Henry VIII from Ghost. I never. That was remember being. Let's see, for sure. It's a great Journey song that I always remember from Vision Quest is "Only the Young."
Only the Young. That's on my cardio mix since I was 16 years old, bro.
I'll tell you a TV show one that I would have never known is Evidently Chicken Town by John Cooper Clarke from The Sopranos. Remember The Sopranos?
Yes.
You remember this one?
Go ahead. Remember The Sopranos?
I don't want to play the whole thing because I'm going to wind up getting the copyright on it. I was the end of season 5 of Phil Leotardo, and I was like, yeah, that was it.
I remember in The Sopranos, the Bob Dylan song, "You Got to Serve Somebody." I never heard that song before till The Sopranos. That was great. Yeah.
Hank Pym, opinion on spookiness in your wrestling. I've always hated it. Undertaker, Bray Wyatt, Alexa Bliss, and so on. I hate it all. Too cornball for me. I am going to be on the opposite side of Rocha here because, Hank, I agree with you 100%. Wow. I hated it. I respect the Undertaker as a performer, as the respected guy that he is. I was never an Undertaker guy because the rest in peace, all that stuff. It's like, I always pretended in my mind that the sports element of it, even though I knew it was BS, I always agree, okay, here's Hogan versus Savage, and it's a big title match, and here's DiBiase and all this, and then you get this guy who's like raising from the dead and going caskets. It just never worked for me. Bray Wyatt, again, God bless him, and I know how much he was beloved, never was over with me. I never like the thing that he everything that he did, like that gimmick. I don't like those gimmicks. That's just not mine. I'm with Hank on that. But we're in the minority, obviously, because you love it.
Yeah. No, I do love the Undertaker, of course, but because he delivers a good match. To me, if he'd done that gimmick without it, I don't think he would. Like Kane, I was never into the Kane thing because I don't think he was ever that good of a wrestler. But Undertaker certainly was, and I loved seeing him. He's like the Tim Duncan of the WWE. He's so good that nobody gives him his flowers.
Great reference.
Bray Wyatt, though, I think is a good point that you make here. I liked him better as the Fiend than that hillbilly thing, and I really don't like the Alexa Bliss stuff. Stop it. I love that she's back. Cut that out, man. Let her go back to being who she was. Twisted Bliss was the best, man. So
what is she doing? I didn't see her since she came back.
Yeah, she's come back and she wrestled last week against Candice LeRae, and she's essentially the same like Fiend, and they're trying to attach her to the Wyatt 6, which I think is such a shame because those are a bunch of mid-carders, and Alexa should not be hanging around those mid-carders. She is a top-tier talent, man.
I agree with you. Hey, guys, Eagles' dominant win should be scary for the rest of the NFL. Bet they go after Myles Garrett as well if they control line of scrimmage with I can't see the offensive line and the defensive line, then they are unbeatable. I hate them, but I'm not going to tell you that they're not great.
Yeah,
they're great. I just hate them. I just always hated the Eagles and hate them even more now.
Yeah. Well, look, we always say that, don't we? They look unbeatable. Who's going to beat them? And then they get beat. So you just never know. And Nick Sirianni is a powder keg waiting to explode. So there's a lot of factors around that team, but certainly they should be favorites going into next year. Doesn't mean they'll get the job done. And remember, they rode Saquon, who has been injured way more often than not. They had a miracle year out of him to get them to this position and win the Super Bowl. I guarantee you that won't happen next year. He's going to get injured next year.
How did the Rams do against the Eagles?
They were one play away from winning that game.
That's what I thought. I thought like they were the only ones that got close, right?
Right. Yeah, because we got smoked.
Yeah, you guys got
completed that pass to Tua. Who knows what happens from there?
That's what I thought. Okay. Al Rencho, who do you think is the real villain in Thunderbolts? Sentry or the Void could wipe the floor with the whole team without breaking a sweat. I don't really want to speculate who I think because, like I said, I really want to go into this movie blind. I want to know nothing about it. I want to know absolutely nothing about it, and I'm sure that I'm not going to be able to do that, especially with capes and cows and everything else too. But I want to go in blind. But John, I guess I'm just going to give it up here. But like, where do you have an idea what you think?
Yeah, I don't think the Sentry or the Void is. I think Valentine is the villain. And I think very much they have made Julie Louis-Dreyfus be the villain of all of this because she has tricked them all to come together to be this team for her own benefit. And I think in the end, they're going to discover that. And look, it's not a coincidence that new scene of her, she looks like a certain political figure. It's not a coincidence, people. So to me, there's a commentary being made.
Armada definitely think that Nickel Boys need some more love.
Well, got nominated for Best Picture. I don't know what more love you want.
I think being part of the conversation is probably.
Oh, yeah.
Josh Neal, did you see the report that Wes Ball is attached to direct the next Planet of the Apes movie. I hope that's true. I love Kingdom. I think that he was. I'm supposed to. I guess I can give. I got to check up, and I might even have it in my. I'm supposed to interview him.
Nice.
Supposed to have an interview with him. Him and one of the VFX guys from Apes. I'm trying to find out. I do have Joe Manganiello that's going to be on next week. Recording that on Wednesday.
You've interviewed him before, haven't you? I thought I've seen
him
him
twice before. Yeah. I had him on Schmoes once, and then he came in. He was one of my one-on-one with Kristian Harloff interviews.
Yeah, Joe's a super nerd, man. So that's
awesome. He is. Xanderman, Rocha, Arcane reactions when he ain't never getting to that shit. No way he's getting to that. I got to freaking the Squid Game before this guy got to that.
You got to Alien before, or to the Thing before I got to
I did, yeah, totally. Unheard Sirens Incorporated. Hey, Sam Ismail. Speaking of him, have you guys watched Mr. Robot? Discovered it a couple of years ago. Now it's one of my favorites of all time. So I'll tell you why I didn't go into it, because what I heard was that the first season is just incredible, and then it's just such a letdown after that. And I was like, I don't want to. Yeah, okay. I said I don't want to feel like that.
Okay.
So, you've never seen, yeah. So that's all. That's what I heard. But I'm curious. Yeah, you're right. Purnell, are you insane? Closer is a masterpiece. Yep. You sure? She is.
It is not a masterpiece.
She's.
If you've ever seen it on stage, it's not an effing masterpiece.
Yes, it is.
Just like Sweeney Todd.
No,
not an effing masterpiece.
No, Clive Owen is amazing.
Clive Owen is great. Jude Law is great. Natalie Portman is great. And then we get to Julia Roberts.
No, she's incredible in that role. Ralph, just realized that Mikey Madsen is the girl who Leo sets on fire at the end of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Would love to see Sam react to that ending. You know, I don't know if she has seen that movie.
Which one, Nora or Once Upon a Time?
Once Upon a Time. She definitely hasn't seen it, Nora. But there's a couple of Tarantino movies that she has seen, and there's some that she hasn't. So we will. I mean, we right now we just finished Infinity War. We're gonna. I think we're gonna do. I've decided we're gonna do all the Toby and Andrew Spider-Man movies after Endgame.
Nice.
And then we'll go into Far From Home, because I feel like that way she won't feel like, why are we watching these? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm going to do it that way. But eventually I would love to get her to see some of those movies also. There's a few that she has never seen. All right, let's see.
Mike is also a series regular in Better Things. If you guys haven't seen that FX show with, who was the actress from Louis, who was his friend the whole time?
Oh, yeah. The actress from Louis, you mean
from the show Louis, who was her?
Yeah, he was his wife. Right?
Was he married to her? I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure if it's the same woman I'm thinking of. So what's the name of the show that she's in?
Better Things.
Let's see.
Pamela Adlon.
Yeah. Pamela Adlon played his wife.
Oh, I didn't know.
No, he played the wife.
Oh yeah, he played the wife. Oh right, he played. That's right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Derek Johnson again. Thank you, Derek. Derek coming in.
Thank you, Derek.
I know Jay. You already pushed. John's at 110 already. So already we got strong at 110.
Thank you, Derek.
110. Go Pal. That Luca movie log line reminds me of. I can't see anything. The camera's in the. Thank you. Hold on a second. The Human Stain with Hopkins. That movie is where I found out spook can be a slur. I only heard it years from Red Fox on a Dean Martin roast. Yeah, I know it's true. Depending on how it is, there's some ways just like it's like a FBI agent or something.
Yes, a spy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, a spy. So, but that Luca one, that's in my. It was in my top 10 most anticipated because I love what he's been doing lately too.
Challengers was great.
Yeah, Derek Johnson. What's the worst Valentine's Day or date you've ever had? You know, my wife threw me off this month because we what I loved about her, she's like, when we started dating, we're like, the only thing we decided to do was I used to like cook steaks for us. That's what I did for the longest time. She's like, don't get me anything. I'm not gonna get you anything. We haven't bought each other shit in years.
I know we're kind of in the same boat.
In years. And she's like, I don't really, whatever. And she never like Christmases and birthdays. Oh my God. That's a thing. But at Valentine's Day, she's like, I don't care. So this year she's like, I got you a great present this year. I go, what are you doing? What are you doing? She's like, oh yeah, you don't have to get me anything. I go, no, I'm not now. No, I'm gonna get in trouble now. Can't do that. So Derek, the answer is this year.
It reminds me of that episode with Curb Your Enthusiasm where it's like, it said on the invite, no presents.
Yes.
Everybody for presents.
100%. Yes. Yeah, it's like we've had this agreement. You can't throw me off today, but you'll like the gift. Like I very well might, but it doesn't change the fact that now here I am going, oh man. So yeah, you have a bad
Yeah, mine was a few years ago with the ex. We went out of town somewhere, and she clearly decided that she was in the mood to pick a fight on Valentine's Day, even though I was paying for the whole trip, and we went home early. We argued all the way home, or silent all the way home. So yeah,
no.
Terrible relationship.
Yeah, that's
don't recommend it.
no. All right, Artem, what's up, buddy? Watching Thunderbolts opening day, Captain 4 and Fantastic Four on Disney Plus.
On Disney Plus, wow.
Fantastic 4 on Disney Plus, interesting. What I would say for people who are on the fence about Captain America, I would also see, not just with us here, but like other people in general that you respect, that you want to see what their opinions are, and if you're on the fence about it, and then see, because I'm curious where I'm going to what I'm going to feel tomorrow. Derek Johnson, I definitely pay for an NBA Finals game no matter the team. Yeah, I just feel like the excitement in the air would be pretty damn good. Sure. John, you start doing live shows during set times, I'll be able to show up a lot more and donate. Do you not have a set time that you normally
don't? I just kind of, when I'm in the mood, I do them, or when the news seems to, but I think I might be doing like a drive time. I might start doing like a 4 to 6, 4 to 7 every day.
I can tell you that it's benefited this show tremendously by having a set time because of what Derek just said. It's like people know when to find you.
Yeah, I always get nervous I'm not going to have enough news, but I got to trust that people will show up, and it's okay if one show isn't as strong as the other show. So yeah, it's fair. I like going live. It's my favorite thing to do.
It's been better for me recently. I was against it for.
I know you have been. Yeah,
but the audience has been really pretty phenomenal to it, and then being able to put the set crew in the way that we have has worked pretty well. So, Josh Vaskovich, with the Super Bowl behind us, what teams have a legit chance of making it to the game next year? Also, with Kendrick's performance being divisive, who do you think will perform next year? Oh, man, you never know. I don't even know when he was asked. When was he asked? Was he asked during
right after that whole thing happened?
Right. So it depends. So the answer is I don't know yet. It depends on who's in whoever they think they can jump at. As far as what teams do you think? I think the Chiefs will be there again.
I think it's a wide open race, especially in the AFC, because you've got Joe Burrow coming back. If those Bengals had gotten in this playoffs this year, they would have rattled a lot of cages. You got Lamar Jackson, who wants to win that Super Bowl once and for all to legitimize his legacy. Patrick wants to come back on a revenge tour. Bo Nix is doing really well for the Denver Broncos as a rookie. So there's a lot on the end. And Justin Herbert and the Chargers, don't forget, you've got a Harbaugh coaching them. So there's a lot on the AFC side. And on the AFC side, you got the Eagles. You got the Commanders are now with Jaden Daniels. It'll be interesting to see how they do. The Rams aren't done with Stafford yet. So there's a lot of teams. I think there's 10 to 15 teams that could legitimately make a move towards the Super Bowl. So
look at what you guys did this year, man. I mean, you don't expected that. Yeah, totally. So interesting. Jim 1. Kristian, did you see the Bo DeMayo video? Nah. I didn't. I know Winston reacted to it. You guys reacted to it also, right?
We talked about it because, I mean, truth be told, Michael Vogel on the Geek Buddies is friends with Bo DeMayo.
Okay.
Bo sent him the video ahead of time.
Oh,
before he posted it to see what Michael thought about it.
Should have broken it on your show.
Well, I didn't even know it was happening. He told us only afterwards. And so when he posted it, we talked about it on the show. But I know, Winston did a watch along, which I was going to do if we weren't going to talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's like it's hard. I don't really necessarily know what was said within it, but it's hard. It all very well could be true of everything he's saying too, but he just comes off as so bitter with everything too. It's like he takes a shot every 5 seconds. He's like, well, now that Rob Liefeld's doing it, I'm going to do it too.
Right. And that's
So I don't know. What did you think of the overall thing?
I think both of them might have legitimate claims, but you're only coming from one point of view. And I think this is something, if there were better messengers, I think Marvel would be more worried. But Rob has a reputation of being a pain in the ass, and Bo DeMayo certainly has a reputation himself, which he leaned into in the video. So this is like Jose Canseco telling people that there's steroids in baseball. Like, people didn't really listen until people who were a little bit more established, a little bit more respected, spoke out about the situation. So I think we need to wait for other people to speak about the situation going on at Marvel.
I agree. All right, let's see. So now the next one here is from Spidey Sensei. I don't know why it's not pulling up here. Hold on. Sorry. Yep. Spidey Sensei 72. Kristian, watch G.I. Joe Resolute. Definitely worth it. Where's that?
I don't know what that is.
I don't know.
I know it's not in the movies because those were all terrible.
Nathan Drake is really looking for me and you to get into a fight.
Why?
John, do you think Julia Roberts is an overrated actress?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know why John left this. I don't know why he left. I had an opinion. A-hole.
State-run TV over here. Listen, here's what I'll say to you. I thought she was overrated when she started. I think she's good now, and I totally respect her as an actress now. But there was a lot of years where people were swinging off her D, and I was like, "You guys are crazy. I can poke holes in everything she's doing." So yeah. Anyway,
Zeus Fleming. Who would you guys cast as Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes? Also, Cobra Commander and Dicho. Well,
that's the question, dude.
It's hard. Cobra Commander, you have in a mask with a great voice. You need someone with a great voice. Actually, Sam Worthington would be great, but whether or not he's going to hide his face the whole time, I don't know. Because Cobra Commander had jokes, Destro, not Dicho, but Destro could, again, another one who could be in a costume the whole damn time. Storm Shadow, Snake Eyes shouldn't talk. I didn't even see the last movie. I like Henry, but it didn't make sense. His whole thing is like, do you ever see, what was it? Bloodsport, right?
Yeah.
Frank Dukes was trained, he's American. He was American, but he was a white dude that was trained by he learned a different culture. And that's what happened. That's what happened with Snake Eyes.
Yeah.
That was his story. There's a Storm Shadow, and so it just took it away from it. Didn't make sense that Snake is because Snake Eyes in the it was a Vietnam vet in the comics. But I don't know yet. As far as casting goes, I would like to see them be at least comic accurate in the way that they did, because it's I would love to see that story. I hope someday somebody does it.
Yeah.
Ryan Ferris, hear me out. Have a comedian do the halftime. No way. Maybe a Bargatze or Glaze or no. There's no one that's going to be listening to that.
Yeah.
No one going to be listening to that.
There's no spectacle. People the NFL wants you to stick around. They don't want you to go get food at halftime. They want you to stick around. No comedian's
going to want to do that gig because the focus is not on you. It's on, hey, I'll have a couple beers, because you think everyone is locked in on the performance the whole time? No, they stop, they watch for a little bit, they look over, they see their friends, they're dancing, they look over, they chug a beer, they're talking a couple. Like it isn't like you look at it's put on for us. The production of it is shot very differently with her watching the stand. That would no comedian would want to do that. That would be a big mistake. Tiberius Monk. Kristian and John, hello. Did you see the recent video from Bo DeMeo regarding his situation with Marvel Studios? I'd love to hear your thoughts. And of course, he follows it up with mustard. Again, I did not see it. I don't know if I will. I think John kind of nails it by saying that different messenger, maybe it has a different impact, but not sure. What did Michael think of it?
Yeah, Michael, he felt that we got to see people stepping forward. Like no one has stepped forward victim-wise. So the question has become, who are these people that supposedly
who are these people?
Yeah, who are these people who Bo DeMeo insulted or made feel uncomfortable? We haven't seen any of those people come forward. So who are these people that supposedly endured this kind of behavior from Bo DeMeo? And I think that's a valid point to make.
Sure. Yeah. Derek Johnson. I truly believe that Drake's career is dead. How can anyone come back from this level of hate? Well, you'd be surprised. I think now the level that he was up, the respect that he was up, the pedestal he was on, I don't think he's going to be able to be on anymore. Do I think his career is dead? No, because I think there's a lot of people who still love him and support him very much. He's in Australia.
Yeah, he's on a tour, a world tour, and a lot of people love beefs, but they still like both people. So people are going to listen. I mean, some of the WNBA women were asked after the beef, right before the finals, who they're listening to, and Sabrina Ionesco said, "I'm listening to Drake." And this, so this was after the beef, by the way. So there are people who don't care about this kind of stuff, who enjoy his stuff. So he'll be fine. He might not go back to the level he was, but he'll be fine. And nothing challenges an artist like everyone's saying you're done. So,
Kumbaya, nah, sign Drake for next year. Keep beef alive. Some people said that I missed some super chats from the beginning.
I think it should be Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift. That would be. Has she ever done it before?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it'd be interesting indeed.
Britney did it. Katy Perry did it. Taylor
Surprised that she didn't do it. I mean, well, she probably would have gotten booed this year if she did it. So probably a good idea that she didn't do it this year. I don't understand how this freaking stupid program works anymore. Because
you want me to read them?
No, because I went through every single one that, and now it's frozen. But like I went through every single one.
Yeah, you're right. They start with Derek Johnson and then Ewoks to the DGA, PGA. So I don't know what Ewoks you're talking about.
So I haven't missed any of them.
I don't think you have. Yeah, I think we read them all.
You just made me go all the way to the top for no reason. Come on, guys. Said I missed that. I didn't miss shit.
Come on, guys.
Now I got to go through these. Now I got to go all the way back down there again. Once I do this, how this works. I'm not sure, but like I'm going all the way. No, the first one is from Derek Johnson. It was 10:42 a.m. I went through all these. Come on, Mike. Give me a break.
Come on.
I love you, Mike, but no. Yeah, I did all these.
Come on.
All right. I'm going back down.
Got a fucking clue, Mike.
No. All right. Let's see. Now I got to. Now for some reason now this is frozen again. So, Mike. Mike. You're driving me nuts here, Mike. I can't. Now it's just fucking frozen.
I have them.
No, I can get there once I just. It's just I don't understand why it's not. Is that it? The only thing that makes me Vikings fan. We did that one. We did the Vikings one.
We're a casual fandom. We're a casual fandom.
I'm trying to do this one here. Do you think my friend can make a difference? I did all these. I'm not. I can't do this anymore. I can't do the scrolling up anymore. Especially when I didn't miss anything. All right, where is the next one? Donated my Kanye West bobblehead. Fuck. All the way through these things. You find once you bring the one up and I'll catch up.
I can't bring them up, but I can read them.
Yeah, you read it.
All right. Casual fandom says May is less competitive this year than July. Thunderbolts with good reviews could do better numbers than Fantastic Four and Superman. Tease equals Christmas Story Ovaltine. I don't know what that means.
You did not watch Christmas Story?
Yeah, but I don't know how that relates to what he's talking about.
Oh, I'm not sure. Let's see. So when I can't see it up there, doesn't mean anything. So why don't you answer it while I look for it?
May is less competitive than July. Thunderbolts with good reviews could do better than. Yeah, possibly, but the interest level. I think those of us in the bubble are into Thunderbolts, but I don't think the casuals might be as into it. So it'll depend on word of mouth. It'll depend on the reviews. It'll depend on the reaction overall in the pop culture to how many people go see Thunderbolts and if it does well. And look, competition can sometimes raise the stakes, as we're going to see in the next few days, like we did last week when I got 192 super chats. How many did Roxy get? 230 something or whatever. So you just never know how competition can affect things. And maybe people will go see Fantastic Four and Superman. It could be like Barbenheimer, where they're just elevating each other. So you just never know. But you might be right, but I just don't think so. I think these are way too high profile films to fall apart in May.
Yeah. Okay. So
there you go. Yeah.
There you go. So May is less competitive this year. Yeah, I agree with what John was saying. All right, we're caught up here now. Nathan Drake. Hey, I think some. No, they weren't. Thank you, Nathan.
You got shot, Nathan.
Yeah, they were not. John sees all of them in front. I see them also. There, nothing was missed. Okay, let's see. Next one, Al Rencha. Flying a tank scene in 18 is so funny. Those guys have good chemistry. And your thoughts on that movie? Would you be up for another? It's so funny that you say that because Rampage was just on Matt Serra's show. And we just had him on. He was talking. Matt talks about how much he loves that movie, and yeah. So it was. I did enjoy the movie, and I think that it's really interesting that it didn't get the more support. I think it was an older IP even for then, but I liked it. Did you like that movie?
I love that movie, and I was mad that they didn't come back because I thought the team was damn good as well. But I mean, I think it was a matter of the box office, right? That it didn't quite hit the heights that they were hoping for box office wise, because it made 177 million, but it was made on a $110 million budget. So if it had gotten to 300 or 400, I think you'd have seen a sequel for sure. So for whatever reason, it just didn't quite get over with you. And Joe Carnahan directed that one.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Darren Wright. I'm scared for Mania's presentation on Netflix. They're not in. Is it going to be on Netflix? I think it's
maybe in other countries it'll be on Netflix. You know,
after a couple of glitches during Raw shows. Yeah, but I think they're on. It's on Peacock.
It's on Peacock here in the States. Darren's in the UK. So.
Okay. Yeah. Dancing Dog 60. Guys, do you think that The Rock's UFL on ABC, Fox, ESPN will eventually tank due to the lack of star power? They should grab Aaron Rodgers for interest. Thoughts? I mean, yeah. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know what the UFL was until about 3 seconds.
Listen, it's already been tanking. They're only around because of subsidies from the NFL. But no matter what The Rock says on his social media, UFL has been tanking pretty hard. So yeah, I think it'll be done within a year or two, tops.
John, this is for you because I don't really have a
how can you not say not like us? You have to say not like
sure.
Us. Or maybe Dan, not like us is the answer.
All right. Derek Johnson, 100% agree with Rocha. There's some stumbles here that definitely got me wondering what's going on. Does Gunn have to debate or answer every Twitter nonsense he sees? Can I ask you a question? This is something that I don't understand.
Go ahead.
And it's not just because that he's on the show on Fridays, right?
Oh, okay.
Boy.
Yes. What about him?
Why does James Gunn tweet and respond to rumors when he has a DC podcast that he could respond to these rumors and break trailers and everything else on? Mm-hmm. Why isn't he doing it there? Why is he doing it on Twitter? Wouldn't you want to tune into that show if you're like,
on the show? This is you producing the show without producing the show.
Yes.
This is what you're doing.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, why wouldn't you drop?
Because James has an ego and he doesn't want to share.
It's his show.
It's his show. Yes, but it's not his show. It's DC's show. And so it's not called the James Gunn show. It's called the DC show. And I get your logic that James could go on there and break news all the time. But James goes, what? Who are those guys? Like, I'm James Gunn. Why do I have to go and legitimize them? I'll just break news on my own social media and I'm shooting stuff. I got a beautiful wife. I'm hanging out, living my life. Why do I want to go on that show? Your logic makes sense, but James, I think, sees it as this is kind of beneath me. And guys, everyone has an ego. I hate to break it to you, no matter how smiley they are, you feel like they're one of you. Everyone has an ego. And so I think James looks at it as not something he wants to lend his star credence to just yet.
I'm very annoyed. Well, no, because
my answer by the fact
no, because Luke just sent me. There were I don't know why. Like literally, they are not here. These questions that he just sent me, they are not here.
Oh wow, okay.
You don't see them either.
I do not. No.
He sent me the questions. He accessed them, but like they are nowhere to be seen where I can't see them. So no, I didn't.
Why is Luke hiding these questions from you?
No, he's not hiding. He can access them through analytics, but like I can't. Like I literally do not see them, and I don't understand why I can't see them. So I know I did not miss them. They're just not. They're not there. Like so, it's not a matter of missing them. They literally do not exist where I am. So he just sent them to me through the analytics, and I'll bring them up. And the first one here is this is from Ronetta. The Eagles whooped their asses. They said, not this time. The halftime was okay for me. Kendrick needed a HBCU band for some more showmanship. He's a bit understated. It's not the best of all time.
Bull crap. Bull crap. I disagree with Ronetta. I think he did an incredible job. And it wasn't about the HBCU band, which already happened earlier in the broadcast. They brought out the HBCU bands for the presentation of the Black National Anthem. So that had already happened. But I think what Drake was doing was making a commentary, and he wanted to make it lean and mean and precise and specific. He was snipering. He wasn't machine gunning. And I think that's the difference there.
Ewok, not to stir up controversy, but given that super stickers no longer count, does that mean Roxy's 242 record will have an asterisk next to it? No, because she still had 1-7, because there were still super stickers involved with when John and Steph had theirs. So it's just now they don't count going forward.
Ooh, interesting.
It needs to be at least because the reason why it's even if you write support with a 199 or whatever it is, if you want, you can write a question in there. You can't write a question in super stickers, so there's got to be some limits. So, but that was for last week. They were on the table. They're off the table this week. Let's see. And this is the next one here. And this one is from, I can't see it.
Ralphie.
Yeah, no, it's not Ralph. It's where's that third one there?
Yeah, Ralphie King.
Ralphie King. Oh, I see it. Okay. So what? Can you read that one, John?
Yeah, Trump is stuck in Rocha's mind more than Drake is in Kendrick's. Worst halftime show of all time. Live crowd hated it deeply. Should have been Wade. Yes, you were there, Ralphie. You definitely took a poll of everybody in the live show. And so you are so 100% in there. And you know what? Yeah, I do care about my country and things that are going wrong in this country and authoritarian impulses. So I will absolutely speak out on it as a guy who served 8 years while you were sitting in your mother's basement eating chocolates. I was serving this country and I care about my country. So I will speak out about it because I have a platform to do so. I'm sorry that bothers you, but maybe grow up. I don't know.
Steph DeGostini. I got it. AKA Marvel Man. Do it again. He wanted me to pronounce his name. Nice. Jim 1. Bo. What does that say there? Because I can't see it.
That Disney wanted 2 changes to the X-Men powers. Yeah, that's what Bo says, right? We have to be very clear. Yeah. This is Bo's accusation. This is not necessarily the truth. Bo said all this stuff, but we need to see independent verification of the things that Bo said. Like, is there receipts? Are there emails? Were there interactions? You know, Baldoni is the one going at Marvel going, give me all your interactions with Ryan Reynolds over that nice pool and your interaction, Tim Miller's interactions with him over directing Deadpool 2. So you've got to have receipts. So yes, Bo speaks his mind, but where's the receipts? We need that.
All right, next one, John. Zach Mine talks movies. What's it say there?
I know you're dreading it, but I'm looking forward to Sam's ultimate pause. A pause it moment in Love and Thunder.
Yeah, I'm dreading that movie. Dreading it. Dreading
it. It's tomorrow.
No,
it's not morning for you, right?
No. Love and Thunder? No, I don't have to watch that one.
You have. Sam. You mean Sam? Oh, Sam. I'm sorry, I got caught up in Sam.
No. Captain America. I'm looking forward to. No. Love and Thunder. Love and Thunder is a movie I don't ever want to watch again, but I have to do it because of Sam. I am Jax 12. It says show Sam another.
Show him the Sam snap. I need another fix before.
I don't have it. I don't have it up right now, but yeah. And then let's see. Is that the? And then I guess that's. I think I know what happened.
Okay.
With the things, I think that the same type of thing that happened last week. There were 2 streams that were open at one point, and I think because I believe all of those questions came in before the show started.
Okay.
And I think that's and I refreshed the stream, and it's so stupid it erases it.
Oh wow. Okay.
So, okay. So you're at 1. I think that you might even actually be, because I think it's close. Luke, can you give me a total of actually what the numbers are? Because I think that 134 actually might, John, you might be 134. You might have more than that. So, all right, this is from C Black.
Yeah,
the Thunderbolts beat Superman at the box office. No way.
Unless Superman is horrible.
This is hard, but even then, no. Derek Johnson, sir, I think there might have been some super chats missed at the beginning. Yeah, I got him. I think I got him. Hopefully there's no more than that. Dancing Dog 60. Plus, the UFL has no team in LA or New York or Chicago. Ralph! Still the most disrespectful thing in Schmodown was Rocha stealing JTE's hat and revealing his bald ass head to the crowd. Do you remember that when you did that?
I did, because Jeff took my hat.
Well, why'd you take JTE's?
Because Jeff has no hair and he has no hat on, so I took JTE's as an FU to both the Patriots. You know, that's fair point. But I love JT. We're good. We're great friends now. So yeah.
Metbull, I would not want to see Rodgers on a team-friendly deal with the 49ers or Vikings if I was a fan of a relevant team. I think that going to the Rocks organization might be a good way to do it. Artem, hey, John, how about the Plymouth Argyle? Shame. Whatever the hell happened.
Not really. We were playing our third stringers there in the midfield and the defense. So, it sucks to lose, of course, but the goal is the Champions League and the Premier League. And yeah, maybe we'll win the Carabao Cup, but the goal is the Premier League and the Champions League. Give a
John, you try this one.
Chris, it's John's turn to try to pronounce it. Steph DiAgostini, aka Marvel Man.
Would you say it again?
Steph DiAgostini.
It's DiGostini.
DiGostini? Is the A silent?
That's what he told me. He said,
was he like Django Unchained, this mother ever?
Yes, there's so there are a couple more. Yeah, this is definitely what happened last week. That it got refreshed and the whole thing got screwed up. But there's another one that just came in, which is somewhere, and I'll find it in just a moment. This is a real pain in the ass. I'm definitely not gonna refresh the stream anymore. I'll tell you that. Oh, shitballs on a cracker. It's right here. And let's bring it in. Okay, that is the IMG. I'm bringing there's some more questions for people had. So here it is. This is the next group. And John, you're going to have to probably read these again when they come up.
Okay. Sounds good.
Just give me a second.
This gets me closer to 150, I think.
I think you're going to have you think you might have that closer anyway, because I think that because I missed a few of those,
okay,
they weren't calculated. Bo 26, say it with us, Kristian Harloff. Fly Eagles fly, Super Bowl champ. Stop that. Derek Johnson throwing support. Derek Johnson, one of the greatest halftime shows due to the sheer artistry. No extra people needed. A lot of people aren't going to get the subtext of a lot of what happened. That's fine. Also, a masterclass on how to hate on someone. Truth. Dancing Dogs and the Thunderbolts did steal the show. Pew, F the world. Stop this.
For the win. For the win. Not F the world. For the win.
F the world.
No.
Dancing Dogs 60. Nice to have a halftime performer who's actually relevant. That's true. The Super Bowl crowd is Boomer City, and they'd rather watch Jerry Lee Lewis. Yawn. So yeah, that is true. They usually get people who are like, super like older and stuff too. All right, now we're back on Corn Emperor. Love you guys. F Ice and Proj 2025. Okay, thank you, Corn. Rodolfo Rocha. Hey. From one Rocha to another. Much love. Also, the Thunderbolts trailer was fire. Seems like it has heart.
I know, right?
It does. Yeah. I haven't seen the new one, but the last one did too. Dancing 60. Ella, the Immigrant Song is in School of Rock. You ever saw that?
I've never seen School of Rock.
Really?
Yeah, no.
Wow.
I'm not the biggest Jack Black guy. It all depends on the show, on the film.
It's his best work.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's his best work because he's still doing his Jack Black stuff, but like there's more heart to it.
I mean, I liked him in Jumanji and Nacho Libre.
Yeah,
it all depends on the movie.
You'll like it. Hasbro 24 watched Ready to Rumble for the first time this weekend. What is your favorite movie cameo from a wrestler? Oh man,
cameo. So that doesn't mean role.
Performance. That's cameo. I don't know, but this is not going to be an answer to that question. But I saw something on Instagram that I never knew existed that I have to watch the whole thing. Did you know that Roddy Piper and Jesse Ventura were in a pilot together?
I did not know that. A TV
pilot? Yes, and there's a picture of them. There's a scene of them in a supermarket, and they beat the shit out of like these two robbers or whatever it is too. It's terribly wonderful, and it's Jesse Ventura and Roddy Piper together as buddies, and I'm like, why did that never happen again? Because they're so great together.
I think my answer, even though I hate this guy now, and I've really turned around on him, is Hulk Hogan and Gremlins 2. That was great. That was a great cameo.
I just hate that movie so much. Rob M. Lisanti. Love the Thunderbolts trailer. In fact, I think it's better than the new Captain America movie. Thanks, guys. We got to see the movie first to decide, but maybe so. John, you are currently, so this says 138. You're currently at 153.
Wow.
Yeah,
thank you guys.
With the missed super chats.
Very kind.
153. Okay, maybe it's not 100%, but it's very likely Nora will win. It's from Ewok. Only 3 times in the last 30 years as the winner of CC, DGA, and PGA. That's not a bad tweet, or response. He's like, okay, not 100%, but he said it's likely considering past stats.
Right. So what we need to be aware of is that this is a completely different voting body, a completely different time. Right. So those stats you're pulling out, 30 years, the voting body back then is not the voting body now. So it's a completely different voting body. So although the stats are there, you have to also go deeper than the stats and look at the analytics. And to me, anything is possible, including the fact that Brutalist might take this whole thing. You just never know. If it's Nora, great, but you never know.
Tiptoe Cloud. What's going on with Campbell's Highlander? I haven't heard anything about it. Have you?
No, not a thing.
No.
Not a thing.
Corn Emperor. Excited for Rocha. We and Kristian win every week. Yeah, you got a good shot here, man. You got a good shot. C Black. What's the percentage on Fantastic Four making 1 billion? 10%.
Yeah, tops.
10%. Yeah, I think it makes between 750 to 8.
I don't think it has the reach that people think it does.
Yeah.
You know?
Derek Johnson, we're definitely going to show up, John. People really love your shows, and they definitely will show up. Thank you. Corn Emperor, I'm watching Captain America 4 on Thursday. Please let us know. We're going to have John, so for people who don't know, John's going to be taking over the show for at least Monday and Tuesday. I had to talk to John about, we thought Wednesday also, but I realized I might have my Joe Manganiello interview
to go up instead. Gotcha.
Yeah. So, but definitely Monday and Tuesday. Yeah. And so you might even do like spoiler discussion with Roxy on that one on Monday.
That'd be fun. I love Rox.
Yeah. So Asshole. Hello, Asshole. Have you guys heard about Niza 2? It's Chinese animated film that opened 2 weeks ago, and now it's being projected to make $2 billion at the box office. All of that from a single market. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I have not heard about that, but that's doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
But wow. Zeus Fleming, how did Darnold not win comeback
Player of the year?
Oh no, I don't know.
Didn't because Saquon won. Didn't Saquon win?
Yeah, I think so.
So yeah.
Evil John Madden. John, it's nice to see you still around. I thought you'd be hiding on the run. Oh man.
What? No, wait. What did he say? No. What did he say?
It's up there. It's up there.
Oh, it'd be hiding on the run from ICE. Evil. They're gonna kick you out before they kick me out of this country. So get ready, son. Get ready.
Sun Tzu. Sup, guys? Is there a movie you didn't see when it came out originally and watched it years later and found it to be great? Like for me, it was Valkyrie. That movie was intense as hell. I mean, I guess the thing's pretty. I mean, I hadn't seen that, and it was the ongoing joke, and it's a classic. So
I gotta have a list for things. These
questions. I know they're hard. They're hard. These questions. I know.
We see so many things.
I know. Spidey Sensei. 72. G.I. Joe Resolute is an animated film. Just Google Snake Eyes versus Storm Shadow, Joe Resolute. I will. Awesome R-rated fight between them to that. Okay. I'll have to double check that.
Okay.
But yeah, as far as I'm sure there's a lot of movies that I hadn't seen. I'm like, oh man, it's a solid movie.
Yeah.
Evil John Madden. John, I am considered an anchor baby because I am fat, heavy, and I drag my whole family down. Okay. See, he's taking shots at himself now.
Yeah, which I appreciate. You gotta have the balance.
Yeah. Derek Johnson, has anyone ever been shit on during an international Super Bowl show? I mean, oh my God, I believe you guys are underestimating how bad this was. What is that?
Derek, you get it. So you see the scope of how big it is, but a majority of the world doesn't get it because they're not as in tune to what he was trying to say.
I
would say you get the halftime show and all the commentary he's making about American politics and black people and American history, but like a lot of people are skipping over that or won't get it. And you have the morons like Theo Vaughn saying it was a boring halftime show. So, those are people who invested in burying it and not having big celebrated.
Derek Johnson, there was some 2 hours before the show, and that's why they're saying something. I believe we caught up on all of them now. Evil John Madden, let's please have a good performer for next Super Bowl. My vote, Weird Al, please. That'll be amazing. I'm up. I'm for it. Emperor, Christian, technical difficulties. Mustard. Yep. Alan Smithy. Sean Baker demands a 90-day window for a theatrical release. Do you think the studio should be blamed for shrinking windows when they make more money in theaters? Isn't it the audience's fault? Thanks. I mean, I think that it depends on the agreement that is initially made, and it depends on the scale of the movie itself. And because the problem is, I think the argument that can get thrown out the window that if you put it in the same time, it won't make money is Five Nights at Freddy's. That movie is very well in both streaming and in the theater. Yeah. So I think it's just a matter of what people care about seeing in the theater and what they don't.
And most of these directors who are demanding this stuff are not seeing the financials of the corporation or the studio and how that's all going down. So the studio may be making more money putting stuff on home video 3 weeks later. Like what happened with Wicked, they blew the doors off home video records from before because people downloaded. More people are not going to the theater. COVID changed people's theater patterns. And so that's the situation. If you think you're going to force people to go back to the theater, they're going to be like, fuck you. We'll just wait 3 months and see it on a streaming service. There's nothing you're doing is going to make me go back to the theater. And also going back to the theater where people are disrespectful, picking fights on their phones, eating candy, opening bags, doing all kinds of stupid crap at theaters. People don't want to go back anymore like it used to be because it ain't like it used to be.
Scott Horowitz. Hey, Kristian, I know you're a huge Masters of the Universe fan like me. What do you think of the upcoming movie casting? The casting, I was on board for. Everything about it. Travis Knight, I was on board for. Loved the idea. Hate the rumors of them being at Earth, and it's almost like he's Neo, not realizing he's Adam and he's on Earth, and they bring him back to Eternia. I if that's true, boo, boo, because it really, I hate it. I hate it. So the casting though, very well done.
Yeah.
Dancing Dog 60. Super chats get lost when they're sent too early. No, that's not the truth. The regular chat pushes them out and you cannot retrieve them. No, that's actually not what it is. I've seen it happen on YouTube because we recovered them from what it was is that with the StreamYard thing, I know what happened is that when you have it open, like right now, if I refreshed this and came back, all of the super chats that were sent in, it would say 0 on my thing when clearly it's not the case. So it shows me 143, but Luke went through them and it's actually 160 right now. So John has 160. It's gonna be hard. He's John's crushing right now.
Wow,
crushing. So
somebody wake up PLD. Somebody
Larry Kordowitz. Hello, I was pretty upset we didn't get a Superman trailer yesterday. Kendrick and Uncle Sam Jax were great though. Have you guys seen Companion yet? I've heard good things. I've heard great things about it. I haven't seen it yet though. But yeah, and I was bummed about it that we didn't get it either.
Yeah. Heard good things. Agreed. Heard good things. Not so much about Ki Kwan's film, but everything else I've heard.
Yeah, I know. Derek Johnson, over 70,000 people in stadium across the world were screaming A minor. That's true. Feels like the audience liked it and Drake can go back to Degrassi. Man, Derek is just kicking Drake in the ball. Simon Section. Here's the thing. If the 18 movie was a financial success, the sequel would have to be where did those projectiles in the flying tank land? Did they completely hit a drug lord mansion? I know. Sure, I got to go back and rewatch that movie. I want to watch it again. I haven't seen it probably since I saw it in the theater.
Yeah,
that movie came out so long ago. I wasn't married. Trey Porter, Serena Williams, Crip walking was a sight. I can't. Yeah. Did she date Drake or something?
Yes, she dated Drake for a while. And in fact, there were stories that he stalked her and wouldn't accept their breakup, and so him bringing her on to dance and do the Crip walk dance, it was incredible,
brutal. Karen Walderman, hey Karen, top 5 Super Bowl halftime show. Thanks. Oh,
I agree.
She's saying this is the top 5. She's not asking us for the top 5. Okay, I wouldn't be able to do that, but that makes sense. Darren Wright, Schmodown Infamy, and Draco clears the table, and Andrew Guy's tackle. Cannot believe how long you guys have been entertaining me. Yeah, those are big moments. I was just thinking about the other day. Like those are. I still, even though we did a show in front of 1,000 people, my goal was always to do it in front of like 10 to 20. That was always what I wanted to do. We just never got a chance.
10 to 20,000. Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to.
I think if you brought it back for one more run, we could fill out like one.
I don't know the strength.
Schmodown.
I don't know the strength. I don't know the strength. I just know the strength. Front runner bonus super chat. John, if you have to give up one supporting team, Liverpool or the Commanders, Kristian, for you, you're eating pizza or watching Julia Roberts movies. My first super chat was missed. I think I got it though. I think we brought it back up. I think we. So I'd give up pizza. I'll tell you why. Because I need to for my cholesterol. If that's forcing me to do it, I would do it.
I'd have to give up the Commanders. I mean, I just love Liverpool so much. So I can't explain it.
Yeah. I would need to do it because my cholesterol.
Yeah.
Wazzy, can we just get to the X-Men? Seems like Marvel is dragging this. Thunderbolts is just a Suicide Squad knockoff. See the movie first. I can understand that, but see the movie first. We got to double check.
Remember, all this stuff's going to lead to Secret War, so don't rush.
Yeah. Kristian, sometime later show Sam the dog movie Hatchie. Oh, I've seen it. Dog Story with Richard Gere. It's a sad movie about a dog lover. I've seen it. I don't know though. You got to remember though that people got to click on it in order for it to be. And I don't know a lot of people are going to click on for Hatchie, although it is a great one. It's a great one. Corn Emperor, Rocha, and Roxy are going to kill it next week. Oh yeah, I can't even imagine what the number is going to be like with the two of you guys together.
We're going to kill it or kill each other. We'll see what happens.
You got to have that debate without me on it. Swazi, Derek Johnson is a K-bot. HD show was all about Drake. Do you understand that?
No, I don't know what KBOT means.
I don't either. Carlton Rudder. My first super chat said Thunderbolts trailer was on point. September 5th was amazing. Dodge, love hurts, respect to all, and love from both of you. We didn't. Did we miss that one? Must have come.
I guess so.
Must have. Well, all
right, Carlton.
Luke sent me a bunch of them, so we didn't get that one. Well, again, we'll make sure. I know how to make that not happen going forward. E1615881939. Dinner at my wife's favorite restaurant, CA4, and Lego roses for her perfect Valentine's this year. When can we get Sam reacting to everything? Sam goes good. Trust me. Look, if I had the budget to make Sam quit her job and just come in and do this full time, I would have her doing 7 days a week.
Does Sam have a boyfriend or a husband?
She got a boyfriend now. She's okay.
Because that's who's probably sending this in, I would imagine.
So it's true. Sam, her boyfriend's cool as shit. I was talking. He's a big Marvel guy too. So, yeah, she does. And Simon Section over under 44. If the Fantastic Four does end with the family arriving in the modern day 616 universe, they will have their own list to catch up with events, or will re-event something to matrix their minds. It's going to be something like that because it's going to have to make sense, and then Doom's going to show up, right?
Doom's going to show up post-credit. It has to. And I think Galactus is going to destroy their world, so they have to jump. Because, I mean, they showed what he's writing on the chalkboard, and one of those is the multiversal bridge. So will they use that to jump into 616 to escape what Galactus is doing to their world? I don't know.
Dancing Dog 60 in 77. I remember Star Wars playing for a year in theaters. Things have changed in 40 something years. It doesn't happen these days. Well, yeah, there was also not as much media content back then and ways to watch these things. It was the only way you could watch them.
Yeah, and you weren't. There wasn't streaming services. There was 4 channels on the television.
That was it. Tiberius Monk. We, the audience, will go back to the theaters more when the following improves: better theater etiquette. That's true. Better food, less food prices. Oh, it'll never go down. Better amenities and more. I don't disagree with you, but I don't know if any of that stuff's going to happen there, Tiberius. But I agree with you. Yeah, agree. Dancing Dogs. Popcorn or nachos in the theater, or no food? It's funny. Nachos probably is the better to me. It fills you up a little bit better. The popcorn's just the air and gives you a headache afterwards.
I go popcorn over nachos just because nachos are a bear, but I'll always take pretzel bits and cheese.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that. Derek Johnson, did anyone else watch Craven and immediately think this is a ripoff with Beastmaster with Mark Singer? No, because I haven't seen it yet, but now I will. All right, so that is it right now. I'm going to ask. I'm going to ask Luke. Okay, so currently, John.
Yes.
Unless something else comes in, 169 on a Monday.
Wow.
Woo! With a 220, there's a super show here today.
Thank you so much.
But there you go. So, John, congratulations on that one. That's going to be a tough one for Roxy because it's 170.
Future.
What if it's for Fantastic Four is Pedro becoming the maker after failing his family and universe? I don't think that's going to happen. No. They're going to keep him as a hero. But I don't think that, by the way, because Roxy, hopefully, Crystal knows this tomorrow because the super stickers will not be counted tomorrow. Only so we will see what happens tomorrow. But John, where can they find you?
Thank you, guys. Once again, you can find me at The Rocha Says on Twitter, Instagram, and Blue Sky. Please come follow me there. My YouTube channel, youtube.com/John Rocha Says. That's there for you all to enjoy content like the Geek Buddies, the Hot Mic, the Jedi Way, my reactions, my reviews, and my live shows. And Spill the Tequila whenever I can get Winston to come on and do a show because he's super busy with the move and everything he's got going on. But please come subscribe to that channel, my podcast, the Cinephiles, the Geek Buddies, and the Hot Mic there for you all to enjoy. Thank you, guys.
Before you leave, what role should Cavill play in the MCU? I mean, I still would have liked him to play Doom, but now I don't think he's gonna play anything in the MCU. I think he's gonna be in Star Wars.
Captain Britain. If he is in the MCU, that's the only choice.
And then 170, so it's 172 actually. Now 172. John, thank you, my friend. I really appreciate it, guys.
Monday,
you too, buddy. So make sure that you got Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere podcasts are found. Thank you for being here today. Sorry for missing those things in the beginning. I realize now why that happened. Thank you to Luke for making sure that we were able to get to all of those. And that's it. Make sure you want to help us out. Go to the description. Get yourself one of our wonderful sponsors. Thank you guys. Really appreciate it. An announcement, by the way, for my reactions with Sam. We didn't get to shoot on Friday. So my goal is to try to get Ant-Man and the Wasp out by Tuesday. But most likely it's probably going to be Wednesday. But I'm trying. There were 2 more. Rocha's gone. But Bobby Jackson, thoughts on today's new castings for He-Man? Oh, I didn't see that. There was new castings today? Oh, shit. I got to look at that. All right, let's see what that is. I didn't realize that there were new castings. So let's see what they were, Bobby. I didn't realize that's what they were saying here. Let's see. Someone's going to tell me in a second, but I'll double check. So the new casting, I guess, that just came out. I'm not seeing anything. I don't see any news. So I have no thoughts on it because I don't see any thoughts. I don't see any casting. Steph DiGostini, salutations to Big Balls. So Marina Baccarin was cast. Oh, okay. So can someone just tell me what the freaking casting is, and I'll tell you what it is. Let's see. All right, PLD, tell me what the damn things are. Yeah, on Collider. What are they? What are the damn castings? Still can't. Live action. Okay, I see it. Live action Masters of the Universe adds Deadpool and Captain America stars. According to Deadline, Marina Baccarin will play the Sorceress. That's pretty good. That's a good one. While Johannes Hakkar Johansson will step into the shoes of Fisto. Okay, sure. Yeah. I want to see what happens with the actual movie. We'll see. Anyway, so now I'll have a full total. I think that Luke just told me the full title in a second. It's like I think it's 172, 173. Luke, just tell me what the final tally is so I can tell Roxy tomorrow. But that's it, guys. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. We'll be back here tomorrow with myself and Roxy. And that's it. So keep it going. Thank you. Apple Podcasts, Spotify. See you later. Bye-bye.